It's more so just this kind of like, oh, it's a girl. I'm speaking to a girl on the internet. Or if I do this, I get to speak to a girl. The problem being, the girl in question was sending and fantasy thing material to a 14-year-old. And that's the thing that we need to look at, actually. It's like, what the fuck? What even happened? I was like blown away after my stream. I was just sat there like, what just happened? Like, how did this all happen? It's just, this is the worst. This has got to be the worst I've ever seen, without being hyperbolic. But I did receive a further message from JustARobot. I've got good news. JustARobot has confirmed that although his girlfriend is upset with him and that he needs to stop with the jokes, she doesn't believe that he was into Synny. She can see why people think that he was. And also, she's going to stay with him. Whoa! Excellent news. Excellent news. I think it's an all-time. I think, you know, I don't like to speak too soon, but I feel like it was I think it's an all-timer. I think it could be one that goes down in history. I don't want to speak too soon on it, but you know, there's quite a lot of elements going on to it, you know. And I think JustARobot is like a fairly big YouTuber. So, yeah, this could be something that it's got to look back on as, oh, remember when JustARobot went on and self-immolated on Chudlogic stream? It was just like, yeah, it's quite cool to have, you know, put out a piece of content that hopefully people will look back on fondly in, you know, even years to come, hopefully. You know, like how Nicholas comes on my stream and he goes, oh my God, the John Swan thing. Yeah, so this happened and this happened and this happened, you know? It's just kind of funny to think that hopefully someone might do that in the future about yesterday's stream, you know?
Okay, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
But how do
I think that's fair.
Off depressed people?
I guess we'll see.
I love seeing you balance it so people don't leave, while still getting your digs in as much as you think you can get away with.
Thank you for the super chat. Yeah, you know, I did see a couple of comments in other streams that felt I was being too nice or too fair. But I think I always try and think, like, I would always rather be a bit nicer and have the person stay on than push it too far and have them leave the call. You know, I think that even if you do end up in some positions looking a bit nicer, I think it's better to keep the content going. Because the problem is, if you go too hard and the person leaves, well, then the content's gone and you fucked it, you know? So you got to really find the right balance of getting a couple of, like, you know, jabs in and having a laugh or whatever, whilst also not making them leave the call, you know? Well, yeah, he stayed on, and I think he might want to talk again. You know, and it's like, I'll talk again. I mean, do you remember before the call? Like, it's so funny because I was saying before the call, I feel like a police officer that has got like a suspect in their sights and is like, comply, don't move. And it's like JustARobot coming on is the equivalent of the guy pulling out a gun. And it's like, I'm forced to shoot. I've got no option but to shoot. And it's like, I don't know, dude. It's like, it was all just laid out perfectly. Like the points I wanted to make, it was all just like a flow. It's like in my head, I'm like, okay, so we need to talk about this. And it's not like there was much resistance.
Okay,
it was just
wonderful.
he agreed. I
But
went
how
through
do I
all my
make
points
money off
with
depressed
barely
people?
any
Donny's
resistance.
stream last night. I liked the part where he joins and tries to justify the video with lies, not knowing you hold all the cards.
Thank you for the $5. Well, yeah, I mean, you know, because obviously I had a few cards, but I just wanted to make sure that I wanted to see how he responded without knowing all the information, you know? And yeah, you know, I kind of went through it chronologically. It's so, like, the thing is as well, is when you're talking to someone and they're so relenting, it becomes very difficult to continuously be harsh to them, like, endlessly, because it's like, you know, it's like, what I imagine it's like is you're in a fight with someone and they fall to the ground and you've got a stick and you're just like hitting them with the stick as they limply lie there, and you're just like, it's fun for a bit, but then you're probably like, okay, well, they're not moving anymore. You're lucky he was behind on the live. Well, yeah, I was, to be honest, because, you know, I just proceeded. I thought maybe he'd see me go over the DMs, and I even thought, you know, that might make him not come on. But apparently he didn't see that part to his kind of like, you know, detriment. And then he came on. When he said, oh yeah, I saw up to you watching the call, I was like, right, okay, yeah, he's fucked. He's totally fucked. He's stitched up like a kipper here. Bro, that's crazy, isn't it? The other problem as well, you know, you're asking there, I see you asking, Nikandros, about like, what could he do to make me respect him? And the trouble is like, you know, it's difficult because I'm like, well, you know, he was like, literally, before coming on to speak to me, he was like defending his video. I mean, what, like, it just seems so bizarre to me that it takes me, the commentary reaper, apparently. Isn't that Alex Gekmo, anyway? You know, whatever you want to call me. I like the idea of being John Connor for this one. I'm a big Terminator fan. I killed a robot yesterday. Anyway, I find it difficult to have respect because I'm like, bro, you were spurging out. You put this comment up defending it. Like, good, you took the video down. Good. But it's like you never should have put it up in the first place. You know, there is this... Well, I mean, I think that it is probably... You know, my personal opinion is he probably was having an interest. You know, it's... Well... I think it's like... It's the kind of interest that a guy has when they hear a girl... Like, Kumo was going pretty hard. But I think the thing that he said that I was like, that's kind of what I think is what it is. You know, like in video games... There are like autistic guys that play video games and they hear a girl's voice and there's not even like a direct like romantic thing. It's just this autistic like, oh my God, a girl. It's a girl. And I feel like that's what's happened here. Yeah, exactly. Guy heard a female voice and instantly fell in love. Like he's obviously enjoying the fact he's interacting with a woman. To the point where I think, you know, if she wanted to pursue some sort of sexual engagement, he probably wouldn't have a fucking clue what he's doing. You know, it's more so just this kind of like, oh, it's a girl. I'm speaking to a girl on the internet. Or if I do this, I get to speak to a girl. The problem being, the girl in question was sending porn and fantasy sexting material to a 14-year-old. And that's the thing that we need to look at, actually. We'll look at this, and then we'll look at... So Alan R was tweeting out about it, and I think his perspective was very good, and it's kind of like, it really shows the absurdity of it, that obviously me going through it, it was difficult for me to contend with. But I think looking back afterwards, and looking through what people are saying, I was like, fuck me, man. It's like, yeah, this is totally crazy, you know? This is like totally nuts. What an absurd thing to have happened yesterday. Some dude just came on, and just said a bunch of shit to completely burn through his career, all because he wanted to have a nice conversation with a fucking alleged groomer woman or something. Do you know what I mean? It's like, what the fuck? What even happened? I was like blown away after my stream. I was just sat there like, what just happened? Like, how did this all happen? You know? But yeah, I mean, dude, he was getting absolutely toasted in his comment here. Obviously, the video's down, so we can't see the comments. So my new video, I had a safe word for people to use if they disagreed with the video. I found out they all ended up in spam. You can see the comments now, but everyone who used it seemed to agree with the video. So this cope that he was like, you know, wrapping himself in, was this idea that, what was it? I think they say it in the comments. He had like a safe word, essentially, right? And the idea was you have to say the word to demonstrate that you've watched to that point in the video. And his cope is, oh, these people that have actually watched the video agree with me, and the people that haven't don't agree with me. And it's like, okay. It's like, people don't have to watch the full video to the point where they see pineapple soda. Yeah, pineapple soda. That was it. People don't have to watch the full video. They could watch 20 minutes of it and they could go, yeah, this guy's making some real shit arguments, and leave a comment. You know, if anything, watching more of the video makes it worse, because the longer it goes on, the worse it gets. And these comments, he's getting absolutely fucking roasted. And he thought, before he spoke to me, apparently he thought, you know, I mean, admittedly, some of these are after the call, I guess. But, you know, even so, it's like, bro, you're getting absolutely fucking eviscerated. And you think this is going well for you before you speak to me. It takes me going, yeah, you're a fucking absolute retard. What were you thinking? For him to go, oh yeah, I'll take the video down then. It's like, bro, it was done already. Why do you need me to tell you? This is the sign of someone who has just not got what it takes to make this kind of content. Because they don't have, like, the kind of intuition. They don't have the vision. They don't have the, oh, this could be a problem. That could be a problem. They can't think ahead. They can't think, you know, they can't think ahead of the next move of like, well, if I put this out, what's the response going to be? How could people take this, you know? And obviously, yeah, he thought, like, dude, I've got so much to say about this, obviously. You know, it's difficult because it's my content and I can't just watch my content back. But I do have a lot of takes to give on this. And it's tricky because I don't just want to sit here and watch my own content. But it's like, you know, this dude genuinely thought, we're not going to do that. But, you know, this dude genuinely thought he could just send me the video and I would help him in his little project to help Synnibear so that he can fucking get closer to her or some whatever retarded shit he wanted to do. Fully convinced Synny is not a groomer and believes she needs a second chance. Jar 2 days later, privates his video after backlash. Saying Jack needs a handler. Okay. Everyone, don't forget what happened here today. This man kept saying Synnibear wasn't a pedo at all and Jack wasn't trustworthy ever. Please understand, many of us did watch your video all the way through. It doesn't even seem that you went through the docs or understand the entire situation. Yes. Well, it's not even that he didn't go through the whole docs. He didn't read the fucking DMs. This guy didn't read the core DMs at play. You could have read all of them. The words pineapple soda will haunt you for eternity. Oh, wow. That's backfired, hasn't it? That's awkward. That's awkward, isn't it? That phone call with Chud will go down in commentary history. Way to dig your own grave. Well, you know. Not for me to say, is it, guys? Bit gauche. A little bit gauche. Don't die on this hill. Oh, it's you! Yo, it's you! Hello! Bro privated the vid. It really is a woman that could break a man just by talking to him. Never feel bad for anyone who likes kids again, big bro. That's the thing that I just don't get about this as well, right? JustARobot and Kumo both fell foul of this. JustARobot more egregiously, I would say. But it's like, they're literally babying. They're like babying this Synnibear person. And making out like Synnibear is this like giga victim. Synnibear's a fucking freak. Why are you bending over backwards to be so generous to this total freak? Like, they're a total deranged freak. Like, you know, I don't know, like, maybe they haven't got a family, so it's not quite the right take exactly, but, like, it's not for you to be their fucking brother. It's not for you to help them through a difficult situation. They're a total freak. Like, what are you doing, bro? They're fucking insane. They sent pornography to a minor. Like, it feels so stark when you put it like that, and you're there like, oh, yeah, how can we get around this? Don't worry, I'm sure it's going to be okay. Maybe there's a way that we can turn public opinion in your favor. Like, what are you doing, bro? It's nuts. And also, the problem is too, is Synnibear is, I think, you know, obviously their role in this is they want to get out of trouble. They want to get out of trouble by any means necessary. So even though you feel you've got like their best interests at heart, Synnibear doesn't care about your best interest at all. And it's very clear that when Synnibear is talking to these guys, you know, her perspective is, oh goody, someone's going to defend me. Someone's going to defend me. Goody gumdrops. Hopefully I'm going to be able to get out of this. Like, that's the problem with getting close to it, is you end up getting manipulated even if you don't realise it's happening. So you can't have these conversations to this level, you know. And in fact, I think that's why, as I said, you don't need to fucking speak to them at all. What's this fucking narrative that you've got to speak to them? No, you don't. They admitted to doing it and desperately tried to pull it back with a very shit video trying to claim there was no signs of grooming, which isn't even true. There were signs of grooming in that list in the fucking conversation. So it was a bad argument anyway. It's just this insane narrative that you must reach out for comment. No, you don't have to reach out for comment at all. You can just talk about the facts that are there. You know, and if you're uncertain of something, then maybe you can ask them. Or if you really want to talk to them, you can. But it's got to be at arm's length. It's got to be, I've got some questions for you about the situation. You know? He privated the video, Lamau. I think Synni and Kumo need to be looked at by the feds if you're defending or committing a federal crime. Yeah, that's the other thing too. Could this constitute a crime? Sending pornographic imagery to a minor. Would that not be classified as a crime in a lot of places? You know, that I'm pretty sure that could be potentially a crime. Even censored.
Okay, that's wonderful. But how do I make money off depressed people?
I'm glad you provided your best stream of the year yesterday to make up for Saturday being a total fucking trans goose egg.
Thank you, Stylo. Of course. Peaks and troughs, mate. Peaks and troughs. That's all where it goes. The video got banished. They were agreeing with you so much that you took it down. Bro, he's getting fucking rolled. This is an L. I don't care about the ableist stuff. Just came to pay my respects. Jesus. The fact you had to waste time trying to cozy up the Synnibear after what was brought up shows you're divorced from reality. Jesus. You got smoked too hard, couldn't keep up with the moderating comments that disagreed with you. I hope you learn a lesson from this because you severely screwed yourself over. Jesus Christ, dude. It's just like, bro. Only watched 20 minutes of the video and it gets privated. Did the video get worse from what I saw? Yes. Yes, it did. It got very bad. It got very bad indeed. Jesus. Bro, that's rough. Okay, we'll do Nicholas's coverage. I don't normally do this, but I think we might make an exception because of the enormity of the story. And also, before we do though, Anna was live tweeting, and it was very entertaining looking back at this, I must say. So let's have a little look. Let's have a little look at what he had to say about it. Let's have a little butchers. So Alan actually tweeted out about the video before I think I started covering it even. JustARobot is a pedophile. And the link to and the screenshot of the video. The highbrow commentary essayists have spoken. An adult repeatedly gooning with a 14-year-old is merely small potatoes, an everyday goof, a minor slip-up if you will.
Risque, but under the law it would not be considered hardcore corn. This kept on escalating until Synni, she sent the same not safe for work essaying comic to this minor, and requested this minor to draw even more corn of the character of Boy and Nightmare Sans. From the censoring job, it looks like a few parts of this comic would have been legally classified as hardcore corn. The absolute worst thing Synni sent was this picture of Boy fingering her avatar. However,
what the fuck? I'm just sat here thinking, okay, maybe he doesn't know about the worst of it. But then he's just showing it and it's like, he's still defending it. He's still defending it. He's still defending it, bro. What is he doing? He's still defending it. Why? How are you looking at this and not going, oh, okay, I didn't... At what point in the process are you looking at it and not going, oh, that's really bad. Yeah, I need to really make this clear how bad this is. Bro, looking back at this, it's like each subsequent... This is fucking nuts, dude. Each subsequent thing, it just got worse and worse and worse. And you think, well, surely that's got to be the most insane thing in the video. And then the interview starts, and you're like, oh my god, this looks pretty bad. And then the interview happens, and it gets worse and worse. And then he's... Oh, dude, I think Anna and I tweeted about it here, so we'll see it. But dude, it just get... Reacting to that video... The interview was obviously the pinnacle of it all, but that reaction to the video is probably, you know, one of my favourite pieces of content I've done in a while. Because of how ridiculous the whole thing was. I thought you were joking. What the fuck is wrong with this guy? Good question. Why do all these clinically diagnosed retards keep nuking their careers? It really gets the noggin jogging. Is autism overpowered? Autism human build. Fucking hell, dude.
Risque, but under the law, I would not.
Bro. His close personal friends were literally trying to tard wrangle him away from coming out in support of gooning with children.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little scared of the backlash I'll get from uploading this video. Both my roommate and my girlfriend tried to talk me out of uploading it.
What the fuck?
And I ended up breaking up with my girlfriend when I was 16 because I realized I didn't love her like that, because I realized I don't like women like that.
You were just a bit bi-curious, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. Well, once I kissed an Italian guy, but that's not important right now.
What the fuck is going on, bro?
Way back when, I like became friends with someone named...
It's fucking nuts, man. It's once I made out with an Italian guy. Oh, the original jar video. I think it's a copy somewhere. If anyone's got it, put it in the Discord and I can link it in chat. But Chud, a dude, Crowland, yes. There's something so satisfying about you saying to not defend this person like a day before and then literally seeing exactly play out what you warned about. Dude, there were some people in chat that were acting like I was wrong. They were acting like I was being spineless. But it was mainly Spinal BJ, to be fair. But they're acting like I was spineless for not doing what JustARobot did. Yeah, this is what I fucking said. This is exactly the thing I was warning about happening in front of you now. Complete career destruction. Oh, but it's the right thing to do. It's the right thing to do, though, Chud. Defend this person who sent fucking porn to a child. Defend them, otherwise you're spineless. Despite the fact it will likely result in your career destruction. I don't know, dude. It's like, look. Sometimes you're right about stuff, and this is one of those occasions when I was just very right about that. This guy's a massive slur.
Professor Dreadlock, we're best buddies, and we're romantic with each other. We slap each other on the ass every now and then. We spook each other. We don't poke each other in the crotch, but we do pretty much everything else. And like when I heard that, I was just like, you know, I know Jack goes by he, him, but like their sex they're an AFAB, and
yeah, he's AFAB.
Yeah, so two women living with each other, they're gonna. I don't know what it's like with two women living with each other, but I can tell you, as a guy who lives with another guy, we sometimes touch each other a bit inappropriately. Professor Dreadlock, we're best buddies, and we.
Jesus. Dude. Alan R's tweets are so funny. The escalation was similar to what it was like for me on stream. I can't believe I'm saying it, but the JustARobot situation has gotten even worse. This retard unironically had a conversation with an alleged pedophile advising on how to get away with sexually harassing a 14-year-old and published it thinking it would make him look good. At the end of the conversation, he tells her to keep cooming. He said this to the person in drama because she self-admittedly was cooming with 14-year-olds on Discord. I'm speechless. This is what I mean, dude. When you lay it out like that, when you look at it so starkly, it is like, you know, you see why people are so invested in it. It's such a crazy thing to have happened. It's like out of control.
I'm public enemy number 1 now, so like, I can't make videos, I can't draw, I have no friends, so like, what do I even do with my time?
Comb.
No friends, so like, what do I even do with my time?
Comb.
Like, no, I just ended up playing video games for like...
What? Why did he say that? Why did he say that? Why did he say that? Why did he say Coop? Why did he fucking say that, dude? What the fuck, bro?
I'm public enough.
He said this to the person in drama because she self-admittedly was cooming with 14-year-olds on Discord. And it's not like this is some like embarrassing leaked call. He himself recorded this and edited it into his video. He included this of his own volition. And his editor presumably signed off on it too. I would hope that if, I mean, I hope nothing like this would happen, but I would hope if it were to, Deco would go, okay, mate, I've listened to this, and this makes you look terrible.
Okay, that's wonderful. But how do I make money off depressed people?
Thank you for the £2. I'm in a Discord. Thank you for covering this topic. No worries. The only problem is, I don't know if my reputation precedes me. I've got a bit of a reputation for being a bit controversial at times in the things I say, okay? So hopefully, that's not going to be an issue. But anyway, yes, if anyone's got a link to the video, please post it in the Discord. There was apparently a re-upload going around or something. Dude, it's just crazy the things this guy was saying in the video. JustARobot has a child sexual harassment apology of talking points in his docket. The things you did aren't good, but you weren't trying to get with a 14-year-old, at least from what I can see. You aren't on the same level as EDP or whoever else. These were his questions, by the way. These were his questions to her for the interview. This is what he was going to put to her in the interview. So he sent the questions ahead of time, which I think is probably not a good thing to do, because you shouldn't give people a chance, to come up with an answer necessarily. It's better to ask them live or ask them there and then. So that's the first problem. And then a lot of these are just statements of his perspective. Oh, I don't think you're as bad as EDP. Where's the question, bro? Where's the fucking question? And the setup point that obviously Kumo went into too when he spoke to him. Is the 14-year-old friends with the person who made the doc? Because if so, this might have been a setup. Thank you again for trying to help me. Do or do not. There is no try. It's from Star Wars Episode 5 of the OG trilogy. Every part of this story is just dripping with comedy and content. It is unbelievable how dense this drama is. Endless memes from this. It's like mind blowing. I don't think I've ever seen a drama this dense of shit like this. It's like I feel like I covered quite a lot of it in how I spoke about it, and I watched someone else talk about it, and I'm like, fuck me, there's stuff that they're going into that I didn't even think about, like, getting into. It's like, there's like about fucking a million different angles you can approach it from. It's like mouth agape throughout the entire process. Just a few more things I want to know from you. Let's find out. I just need someone to chat with as I drift off to sleep. You can just say no. What on earth? Oh, what? What are you doing? Utter shambles, I think is how I called it. Sometimes I forget Synnibear is a groomer. Well, that is an actual serious point that you could make about this. Is that, JustARobot's actions diminish it to the point where, yeah, you might come away with that conclusion. If you're a total idiot, sure. But it makes it much more sympathetic towards Synnibear. Of course it is. Yeah, this is obviously, you don't have sleepy phone calls with people. That you aren't interested in. It's a complete cope. It's just I've never. This is the worst. This has got to be the worst I've ever seen, without being hyperbolic. This is totally not a conflict of interest when you're supposed to be interviewing somebody about credible child sexual harassment allegations. Want to see my cock? To be fair, some people have been cropping this a bit unreasonably, and they've been... Dude, this guy is such a retard, dude. It's like... Yeah, sure, people are cropping it like that, but of course they're going to do that. Like, you've got to think about that eventuality. Like, why are you doing that in the first place? Of course, people are going to crop it in a way that makes it look like you're trying to send a cock picture, which, you know, as Kumo pointed out, I think is reasonable. You know, was it the case that if it had been, you know, just kidding, unless...
Okay, that's wonderful. But how do I make money off depressed people?
It takes a autist groomer to take down a child groomer.
Very true. They give you the 333. Jesus. Holy shit, this is nuclear. Oh, we saw this one already. JustARobot sets out to make an informed video essay, sweet piece, about a woman credibly accused of sexually harassing a 14-year-old. And his researcher for this highbrow journalistic project is Check Notes the pedophile. Dude, yes. And I'm putting the pieces together there. So he included, literally, this is the same screenshot. So it's not as if he's even seen this and gone and looked at it himself. He has right-click, saved image, and put that in the video. The same exact screenshot. And that is something that Synnibear has sent to him. It's just... At points you're just speechless. You're just like, this... Like, what? How? How did you possibly think any of this was a good idea? Building the child's trust. And also, the other problem too is some of these points are ticked. You could argue easily some of these points are ticked. Using presents, special attention, treats, spending time together. There's ticks there easily. Favoritism. Treats the child as an adult, treating them differently and making them feel like a unique friend. There's another tick. I guess the relative thing isn't relevant. Isolation, maybe they're isolated already, maybe that's not particularly relevant. Maybe not that. Testing the water or boundary violation. Absolutely, that happens in the conversation. You can see there's times where Synnibear is asking about NSFW stuff, right? And it's like, oh, I can't send you that. Or NSFW, but I can't send you that. I can't send you that stuff. Oh, but I will a bit. And I'll send a bit more, and I'll send a bit more.
Okay, that's wonderful. But how do I make money off depressed people?
Thank you for the super chat. It's like... Not only is it a retarded concept to do the checklist because the behavior is so bad anyway. Okay? But there's some points that are ticked anyway, so your point is moot. You're saying there is evidence of this. There are some points here that are ticked. Grooming may take a number of forms, and it's any one of these can be ticked, and there's like at least 3 that you could easily argue are ticked by the conversation. Oh, the leaked messages. Why did Synny leak DMs to you? Synny didn't leak DMs to me directly. That was leaked by Kumo. Maybe you didn't see the end part of the conversation, but I spoke to Kumo, and I actually put some stuff to Kumo because I was a bit concerned that, you know, he was kind of downplaying his aspects of this, and having looked at the DMs, it's very clear that he was way too close to it as well. He did eventually say he wasn't going to help them anymore, but initially in the conversation, he was acting like almost like the defense attorney. Like at some points was acting like the defense attorney, and at other points, you know, was acting like their therapist. It's crazy. But I'm told that apparently in the art community, apparently this is a dynamic that exists where people, you know, put it upon themselves to like defend someone or be on someone's side and like help them out and be in their DMs. But yeah, Kumo leaked it to me because obviously Kumo doesn't like JustARobot and wanted to burn him, I think. Yeah, well, in terms of Kumo, I just think, you know, it's more a product of his kind of ego and wanting to destroy Birdie and wanting to shit on other people. But he was being way too fucking nice. He was being beyond nice to them. I mean, Synni probably sent the messages to Kumo. So I'm guessing Kumo spoke to Synni and got the messages. And that's the difficulty. It's like, yeah, I'll be critical of Kumo, but it's like he did send me the DMs himself. He was like, yep, here's the DMs. Like, he was quite open about it. So maybe he underestimated how bad those messages look. But in any case, you know, I think he's apparently going to address it. He's going to do some content about it. So I'll wait and I'll see what he says and give my take about it. But yeah, I think that Kumo has kind of coped himself into a position where he thinks that, like, he's only got small L's to take. And I'm looking at it, I'm thinking, nah, bro, you've really fucked up pretty bad at parts of this. So if he takes the L's, good for him. And I think he'll probably be okay. But JustARobot's fucked, man. JustARobot is totally fucked. The problem with JustARobot is, like, he was full speed ahead until he spoke to me. So he's done loads of stuff to, like, back up what he was arguing. He's made no attempt to retract it. And he's got this insane conversation asking for sleepy phone calls. What pathway back is there for this guy? JustARobot is cooked. There's no way back. There's literally no way back. How does he come back from this? Who the fuck would watch this guy now? It's crazy. It's just like, bro, like, you know, before the call, I said, you know, I felt like bad about doing it because I knew how fucked he was. But obviously, you know, I'm not gonna like stop the content happening. If he wants to come on, he can come on. But he's fucked. JustARobot's masterful gambit to string chudlogic along into propping up his pedophile apologia so he can get some groomer pussy. Bro, look at my face. Look at my face here, dude. I was pretty upset about that. I was pretty bothered about that, I must say. It is frustrating, though. It's like, bro, why are you fucking thinking you can, you know, do that? Like, obviously, no. I'm not going to, like, just sign off on a fucking narrative. I'm going to help you push a story forward. It's crazy to think I'd do that. This bro thought he could send me a video and I'd be like, yep, that's good. Synni's not a groomer, guys. Based. And then JustARobot could go back to Synni and be like, see? I told you it'd be alright. Anyway, do you want to see my real cock? Nuts. Totally nuts behaviour. And yeah, he thought we were on the same team. And that's because, again, he didn't do his research. Because I did put a video out that was more uncertain of what had happened. And then I did another, I didn't think it was a video, but then I covered it again. And I was like, okay, maybe it's not as bad as people have said it is. But then after that, a couple of streams later, I read the DMs. And I was like, yeah, this is fucked. So he's not even like looked into what I've said about it or what my up-to-date position is. He's thought I've got the same position as I had 3 videos ago. And he thought I would just agree with what he said when it was totally absurd. It wasn't even that the points were wrong. The arguments were wrong as well. The logic was wrong. The arguments were bad. The logic was bad. His reasoning and the way he got to the positions he did was bad. Like, it was terrible. Just insane. Yay for chudlogic. Chud is going over my video now. JustARobot is lying through his teeth on stream. Does he even know his DMs got leaked? Pure cinema. And I've reviewed them on stream. Okay. We're going to watch Nicholas's coverage, so we'll see that a bit later, okay? The jar call was a complete and utter disaster. He was lying through his teeth and contradicted himself over and over. He quickly admitted to the basic facts that are the hardest to deny to make it seem like he was being transparent, but then would always attempt to place the endpoint short of the natural conclusion. Jar plays dumb for the entire first part of the call before Chud reveals he has the logs. Jar then tries to deny any romantic or sexual interest in Cindy, but quickly, nervously backtracks. Anyway. Let's do some reacception. Let's do some reacception. We know the story already. We'll watch it now. Guys, I normally don't do this, okay? This is like a one-off. Because I feel it's kind of narcissistic. And it's a bit self-serving. But, you know, this is a special occasion. I think this is probably an all-timer. Plus, I'm feeling lazy today. So I think we're going to watch Nicholas watch me. I think that's what we're going to do.
Not go well.
And this is the things I get. Honestly.
Okay, Nicholas, what you got for us, bro? Like there was... What you got for us, Nicholas?
Oh,
what you got for us, Big Nick? Video got a lot...
I've been so stressed out.
Here we go.
Yes.
Perfectly clear.
To take a piss, and when he returns, JustARobot is back, and they are having the chat. Holy shit! Here we go.
Hello, am I coming in loud and clear?
Oh, 3 chuds? Yes. Perfectly clear.
Perfectly clear.
Although there's a bit of
Perfectly clear. He says as the fucking thing echoes.
echo.
There is?
Test.
Chat,
On
you
your-
are
like-
officially in part 2 of this drama.
Like you can hear your voice?
I think we're good now.
Oh, okay. So I want to give you a heads up about something. I've only seen everything...
Bro, this is so... Dude, you can hear all my breaths. This is the problem with that noise gate, is all the breaths get captured by the mic. It's so fucking annoying.
Before the Synnibear call.
That's okay.
I was listening. Yeah, I was listening to it in my car while I was driving. I've been so stressed out about this situation. I actually haven't eaten anything all day.
Okay, but are you...
Do you remember the time that JustARobot went to take a piss in a Discord call, forgot to mute his mic, and left the robot voice filter on, so the P sounded robotic? No, Aiden, I have...
Wait, what? What? Is that true? No way. I need to see that. See, look. Reacception sucks, and we just got a little fucking gem. Can someone link that in the Discord? Oh, he plays it. Okay. There we go. See, hey, see, ye of little faith. We're getting little bits of content already.
No idea what you're talking about, and that sounds too funny to be real. I'm sorry. Could you imagine?
So we'll have this conversation now, yeah?
Oh, yeah. Like, here's the thing. Out of every video I've ever uploaded...
It sounded like he was getting an oil change.
This was the one I was the least confident.
During the piss breaks, before you got him on the call, were you maniacally cackling? No. No, I don't take any pleasure or joy in, you know, like... bringing people on and putting them in a difficult conversation situation.
Okay,
I'm not
wonderful.
like a
But how do I make
sociopath.
money
I don't know.
You're gonna reacception and end stream early? This is unacceptable, sir. I don't know that I care for this new lazy logic.
Thank you for the $5. I mean, you know, dude, I fucking hate this because I don't want to suck my own dick. But I do also recognize, you know, that I'm pretty reasonable when it comes to like putting things to people and whatnot. It's because I'm British. It's old school British journalism flowing through my veins. Okay, that's what it is. But no, it's like obviously I recognize that I tend to be okay at like questioning people about stuff, and it's like I know based on what I've seen that this guy is cooked. Like there's no escape. He's fucked. If he comes on, he's leaving the call. Ard and D in a ditch. Do you know what I mean? Like, bro. Like, I don't know, it's like, it's just there. It's like obvious what the points are going to be. You can always see how it goes. He can't escape. He's fucked. He's cream crackered. But he's just walking in. It's like watching someone walk into a meat grinder almost, you know? And I'm the one that's spinning it. I'm the one that's spinning the meat grinder. Okay.
Confident on, and
do they always open up with "I'm not even confident in the video I just made"? Well, you're trying to vindicate someone who sexted a mind.
Membership. Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the fairest creator of all?
True.
Darn still chud.
Okay, that's wonderful. But how do I make money off depressed people?
You need a noise limiter as well, chud. Should help.
I got one normally, but it's not working. NVIDIA broadcast is fucked up, but I'll fix it. I'll fix it by Thursday. Thank you. Also, I need to shill more today because I was in conversations later. I didn't get a chance to shill. We had really good viewership, and I never shilled once. I didn't e-beg enough yesterday, so I need to e-beg more today.
Okay, so you ought to figure that out before you hit publish, retard. There's no stupid tax here. No, you're not getting off for that.
Having very cold feet about it. And then
Is that why you sent it to me? Because you were a bit uncertain about it. You want some feedback, is that right?
Yeah, well, partially, yeah.
Yeah, Aiden, if you have that, you can DM it to me. I'll pull it up, but I don't think that exists.
Feedback from you. I wanted feedback from other people. Everyone I got it from seemed to think it was a solid video, but the problem is I only asked people who didn't really know about the situation so far. So I was like, okay, well, let me ask some more about
Genius
around
strat.
about this, because I want to make sure I'm careful with my wording, because that's something I really struggle with.
Okay, you're talking a lot. I don't want to hear all your fucking words. Okay, let me ask you some questions. Okay.
Sure.
Right. So first of all, let's get down to the brass tacks of this. Let's get down to the kind of chronology of this. Your video first of all. Okay. So you have got a big issue with it being called grooming, but you accept in your own words it's inappropriate. This is different. I don't like reacting to myself, okay? It's fucking weird. You guys twisted my arm. Now I feel weird. I'm like, oh, yeah, that was pretty funny, but you don't want to laugh at yourself, do you? Right?
Yeah, like, totally inappropriate. Like, she should not have been doing that. I never said it was okay for her to do that once.
The things that this person is being accused of are, at least from my understanding, worse than, like, the reasonable expectation of what Dr. Disrespect did.
What is Bunty King to you? A person? Who is Bunty King?
Again, I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't use Dr. Disrespect because we don't have a concrete example of what that even was. And I'm operating off of speculation, so maybe that's not even a good example.
Well, I would put to you that the behaviour exhibited here goes beyond being inappropriate and is so egregious as to not really warrant this, semantic debate over whether or not it's grooming. This person was engaging in extended sexual conversations, talking about their fetishes, and sending them not safe for work fetish art knowingly when they were 14 and the person was 20.
Holy shit.
Like, that's a bit more than inappropriate and could easily constitute grooming by some. Why are you reacting to yourself? Are you that I know you're trying to wind me up. But honestly, if there was another big story happening today, I'd be talking about that. But in this side of the internet, the big story is yours truly interviewing Mr. Robot. So, I mean, a bit awkward. Isn't it?
We'll define grooming.
Oh.
I mean, grooming takes many forms, but fundamentally, it is engaging in behaviour with someone in order to prepare them for a certain act, as a very broad definition. I've already spoken about people are groomed into cults. I've already spoken about the Kumo stuff. I'll look at Kumo's response. The problem with all of this is like degen art community stuff. And you can get to a point where you're like so far off in the weeds and you're looking at this thing. My take on it is Kumo was way too close to it. I don't think he was sexually attracted to Synnibear, but he was definitely helping way more than he should have done. And I do not buy this idea that his private help didn't impact his public statements on it. So I think that Kumo has fucked up pretty bad in this as well. I think he's said he's going to address it and talk about it. But, there's no reason that you as a creator should be acting like someone's defense attorney privately. There's absolutely no reason that you should do that. As Tommy C says, you're just a YouTuber. You're just a YouTuber. Know your place, know your role, and do it well. Okay? You should not be talking about ways that you should, if we put it like this, or put it like that, or da-da-da-da-da.
How do I make money off depressed people?
Chud, watch yourself all you want. This may have been one of your finest hours on YouTube. Give us commentary on your commentary.
Okay. Hang on a second. You know what this is like? Remember the old director's commentaries? When, they would watch the movie and talk about it. There's one movie where they stopped it halfway through and put on another one. Do you remember that? Thank you very much for the $5. I think it was Dodgeball. And it was Dodgeball, one of the movies. But halfway through, they go, "Oh, I can't be fucked with this," and they put on the Something About Mary director's commentary instead. It's quite funny. Anyway, but yeah, the Kumo thing is like, yeah, I think the Kumo thing I've already concluded. I'm not looking to fucking, the DMs are bad. Like, looking at the DMs, it's clear it's more than just being nice. He was trying to be their fucking defense attorney. not sustainable if you're going to speak publicly about it. And I can only hope that Kumo, as he says in his tweet, looks at it, reflects on it, and goes, yeah, I shouldn't have gotten that close to it, and recognises his mistake. That's all I can really say on that. There's forms
Check Aiden's DMs for the piss clip. We're going to really jump from this to that. Here. Okay, I was in a call with this guy once because I was debating a friend. He was using the robot voice and went to piss, but he didn't mute. So I heard him piss in the robot voice. But it's deleted. Here. This is what it... Here's how it might have sounded. This is not me pissing. This is just water being poured into the toilet.
No way, dude. No way.
Okay, I'm sorry. Back to the old...
Oh!
Jesus.
Grooming that are like, you know, being groomed for a position at a job, which is more acceptable and obviously not got any sort of negative implications.
So Synni was looking to get this person in their cult or hire them?
So guys,
okay, what?
Actually, I do have a piece of news that I can share with you. Okay, I forgot about this. I was, you know, I kind of left stream, I was busy doing some stuff after stream yesterday, so I didn't have a chance to really respond. But I did receive a further message from JustARobot, and I've got good news. JustARobot has confirmed that although his girlfriend is upset with him, and that he needs to stop with the cock jokes, she doesn't believe that he was into Synni. She can see why people thinks that he was. And also, she's going to stay with him. Whoa! Excellent news. Excellent news. Oh. So, fortunately, JustARobot has not lost it all. Okay? So I do not have to claim. I can only claim responsibility for the video. I don't have to take responsibility for the relationship crumbling around him. Okay. It's more of a saved L than a win, I would say. I mean, dude, is it real? That's the other question, isn't it? Is it a real thing? Oh, I think someone was asking for this. Maybe you've seen it now, but here is a upload of the video if you wanted it. So this is a re-upload of JustARobot's video if you wanted to see it in its original format without commentary. Boom. Retarded point is that?
Wait, Synni was trying to put this person in the cult?
Giving you a general definition of grooming. No, you'll listen to me, okay? Because I've got a lot to fucking get through with you. Whoa. I know more than you realise. Okay? Yo! Now here's the thing.
Chill out,
what I'm trying to get across to you is that grooming can take many forms, okay?
Whoa.
If you want to argue the toss with this about whether or not it's grooming, that's fine. You can do that. But you have said it's inappropriate. I'm saying it's way more inappropriate than what you're claiming, and you should be using much stronger language with which to decry it, and it makes the grooming discussion irrelevant. What does it matter whether or not it's grooming when this person was knowingly sending porn by your own fucking description to someone that was 14 when they were 20?
There is no salvaging that at all.
Ed?
Sure.
All right. Let me think here for a second.
I would have...
Dude, mind if I answer that? Sure. Okay,
that's
let me
wonderful.
think about
But
this
how do
for
I
a
make
minute before I
money off
speak.
depressed people?
You should ask Jar for proof his GF is real.
Okay. Listen. He's suffered enough, okay? He's like you know in Star Wars when C-3PO gets like torn to bits.
Okay, that's wonderful.
And he's in a sack on
But how do I
Chewbacca's
make
back. He's like that right
money
now.
off depressed
Okay, he's
people?
had enough.
If Jar's GF even exists, imagine what kind of wretched, beat chick she must be to be with him in the first place and then stay with him after this obvious cheating. I'm thinking body of a hog, face of a dog, and voice of a frog.
Thank you for the 333 stylo. Advise doing so.
Okay, so
I'll speed it up.
all right. What I'm trying to get at is when I hear the word grooming, like what everybody hears when I hear the word grooming is they think trying to get with a child, all this other stuff. I hate this term.
See,
like,
the thing is, right, is I could tell that this guy was a yapper. And this is actually something I've learned. You know, I didn't... Sometimes, I look back at really old debates I've done, and I would just let the person yap. With people that talk a lot, you need to cut in and say, you need to cut through and just say, you need to get to the point, because otherwise they'll just talk and talk and talk, and they'll take complete control of the conversation. So you've got to wrench control from them, or they'll just yap you to death, basically. Thank you for the super chats.
Like dog grooming, all this other shit. Oh, it's grooming and...
Dude, I hate the term dog grooming. This is starting off excellent.
Did I not ask you nice enough?
I don't respect you. So
oh no! What am I gonna do?
To a position of power, into a cult. It's just, when people hear the word grooming, they immediately think of child grooming, and well, I think what she did was incredibly...
Yeah, well, this is a minor, just to be clear. I know that might have gotten forgotten at some point here.
Who is Bunty King?
Jesus.
Incredibly disturbing. I just don't think it's grooming, and maybe I'm being a little bit autistic.
Okay, but wait, his position is, I don't think it's grooming. That was his position. We had to wait for him to say, yeah, well, my position is, I don't think it is grooming.
You didn't say, wait a second, you didn't say in your video it was disturbing. You said it was inappropriate. You used lots of language that downplayed the severity of what happened.
I didn't know what other words to use aside from inappropriate.
Okay, but you understand, inappropriate has also got an implication of quite a minor faux pas, or a minor form of misconduct. And I'm saying this is way more egregious than that, and much stronger language is required. And not only are you not using that language, you're also trying to fucking lawyer about the meaning of the word grooming. And I'm saying it's irrelevant. It doesn't matter whether or not it's grooming.
Yeah, he's like autistically fixated about that one specific part, when it's not even really valuable.
This behavior is so egregious that all you do when you talk about and argue about whether or not it's grooming is you give the implication that you're defending this person, even if you're claiming that you're not.
I 100% get that. I really should have looked through my video more, and I don't want people to come away from my video thinking Cinny did nothing wrong. I just want them to think, hey, I don't think this was as egregious as I was led to believe.
This is the problem you've got. People are not just coming away thinking Cinny did nothing.
That's not true. You made a defense video.
Wrong necessarily. They're thinking JustARobot is a totally deranged freak for defending this
And
individual.
if you're going to make a defense video on something like this, you better be fucking damn sure you've got, like, at the end of the situation, the thing that you're saying is going to be the takeaway by everybody else, or you're asking for a lot of trouble.
So it's yeah, Nicholas knows all about this, right? Doesn't he? Nicholas knows all about this because of his Zaptai stuff. And even with Zaptai, and to be honest with you, I'm still a bit lost with the fucking Zaptai stuff. I don't know exactly the dynamic that was defended there and whether it was right or whether it was wrong. But it is considered by many that he rightly defended Zaptai. But even that is still in contention. Even that is still in question, you know? People still say that Zaptai was wrongly defended. Even in a position where a lot of people think Nick was right. Like, it's such a dicey thing to go in and defend someone. And dude, oh God, it's so fucking annoying. I was saying this, I said before, you should not fucking defend someone blindly, and you should recognize that there's some situations that are so fucked, it's just not worth it, and you just are better off writing it off and going, okay, well, if you don't join in with the fucking criticisms, but at the very least, just don't fucking talk about it, you know? Just don't fucking talk about it. That not upset you?
No, absolutely, that does. Like, that's why I got such cold feet about this, and why I'm glad I looked through your video. That's why I reached out to you.
Right. Okay.
But you were
so you
way late. Wait, he watched all of Chud's coverage and made this video anyway. That's even worse.
Is that right?
Yeah, because like I think this might be my Just Stop situation. Like remember his clearing the air video with the Ellis Mark stuff, and
okay,
so never been more.
Okay, right. Stop yabbing. I've got another point to make here. You yourself in your video, you say that Cinny has engaged in behaviour that groomers engaged in. Yes or no?
Yeah.
Okay, so if Cinny is engaging in behaviour that groomers are engaging in, is it not reasonable that people...
Nick, the defense video started off with, yeah, she did DM the minor. Well, I mean, the idea that I'm getting at here, from what I understood from all these messages, is that that first part of the video was written when the video was going to be negative towards Cinny, and he didn't have time to, like, re-script it. So, like, the whole first half looks like he's just calling her, like, a turbo pedo. And then somewhere along the line, he realized she was innocent, so that there's, like, a tonal shift, or, like, little pieces in there being like, by the way, though, I don't think this is the worst thing ever. But it's very obvious when he recorded that, he did think it was, like, the worst thing ever.
Would look at that behaviour and conclude that it's grooming?
No, it is.
Right.
Oh my god, dude, this is like 3 seconds into the conversation.
Reasonable that people would look at that behaviour and conclude that it's grooming?
No, it is.
It's reasonable that people would look at this behavior and then call it grooming. Oh, okay. Sick.
Right. So you're saying it's reasonable for people to conclude it's grooming? Okay. So why are you so bothered about people calling it grooming when you yourself are saying Cinny is engaged in that behaviour? That's absurd.
Okay, what I'm trying to say is, I don't think it's grooming. I'm just saying if people come to the conclusion that it's grooming, that's fine. I should have made that clear in my video. I got to that part in your video, I listened to it, and I was like, yeah, you know what, I gotta take a fucking L on that. I was fucking stupid. Like, honestly...
Do you think you have been critical enough of Cinny Bear's actions in your video?
Absolutely not. I will take the L on that 100%.
Okay. So you accept that
Maybe the reason we got the access to those DMs is because he immediately like throws her under the bus. What the
critical
fuck?
enough, and you accept that it's reasonable.
Yeah, he folded so hard. How is there another hour to this
Other
combo?
people say that it's grooming. The entire premise of your video is destroyed. Yeah, bro. What do you say to that? Like, you see, someone comes on, and they just go, "Yep, you're right. I'm wrong," and they've made an hour, minute 30 video about it. It's so insane. It's so insane. It is a very... Listen, okay? We won't make a habit of this. Watching yourself is like sucking your own dick, okay? This is a special occasion. But you do see such a different view when you're looking at it from the outside in versus when you're in the conversation, you know? Like, when in the conversation, you don't see clearly how absurd it is in the moment. But when you look back at it, you're like, oh, holy shit. Like, this is why fucking people were so invested in this, because of how insane it is. He's like, yep, people can call it grooming. Yep. People can reasonably say that. Yep. I should have been more critical of the actions. It's like, well, what's the point of the video then?
Well, the premise of my video is that, well, I think it's reasonable for people to think that Synni groomed someone.
But you didn't say that really in the video, did you? You didn't make that clear.
Absolutely. No, I did not, and I will take the L on that.
Well, it's not taking the L. The complete concept of your video is undermined in 2 fucking concessions you've made.
Okay. I think you're misunderstanding what my point is.
Okay,
I should
go ahead and make your point.
My point is, I should have brought up, I can understand why people think this is grooming. That's why I'm taking the L on. What I'm not taking the L on is thinking that I don't believe this is grooming, because I don't think it was grooming, because, sure, it could have started off that way, but it never led to anything. And I'm like, there was no nudes exchanged, all this other stuff. And
do you think that grooming has to lead to a certain conclusion for it to be classified as grooming?
That's a good question.
That's a good question. Oh my god, bro.
And also, here's the thing. We don't need to argue the toss about whether or not it's grooming, right? Because creator to creator, what I'm saying to you as well, is why are you taking your channel that you've built, and why are you attaching it so closely to someone who's done such egregious acts to issue any defense? You don't have to say it's grooming necessarily, but through the entire video, you make endless efforts to downplay Synnibear's actions. You talk about how, oh, they only sent softcore porn, and oh, the porn was censored, right? You say that if people are sharing it publicly, well, they're basically doing the same thing that Synnibear is doing by sending that privately to a minor. The whole video is downplaying their actions. Please, go on.
Can I respond to
yes, please do, sure.
Okay. Thank you. So first, with the whole document thing, like people sending it to, like they were saying what she put, the screenshots they showed in the doc was her sending porn, and then they linked that doc themselves. I'm like, if you think this is porn, you shouldn't be linking it. I don't link porn under my videos. I don't believe you do either. That's what I'm getting.
Do you think Raymundo is lurking around thanking the stars that he was lucky? Well, I think, you know, Raymundo's going to be fine, because what did Raymundo do? He made a bad video about slop content. I mean, no one's going to fucking care about that in a week. No one, I mean, I think maybe this is taken over, but no one's going to care about that in a week. Whereas with this guy maintained a private, you know, romanticized connection with an individual that was accused of grooming whilst putting together a video that defended them against the charge. Like, it's just another level. I've never seen it. This is the first time I've seen it this obviously badly. It's just nuts. And then the DMs come out, and the DMs are like horrendous, and they show this. Oh, bro. Every point of this is just bad. There's no saving grace. There's no point where you go, you know, oh, well, just a robot, you know, there's this aspect or that aspect that makes it more reasonable. It's a career ender. This is a potential career ender. You have to be built of tough stuff to get through this, right? You have to just eat a tremendously large L and then just try and keep moving forward. You'll get some comments on your videos, and then hopefully, eventually, you can break through that. And within a few weeks, you'll probably just continue on. But you dude, I don't think he's got it in him. You really, like, this guy was in the replies to his videos, arguing with people, claiming because they weren't using the safe word, they couldn't comment on his video properly. You really think this guy is going to be able to get through weeks of getting fucking hassled about this across all platforms? Like, dude, there's no way. Now it's a career in the blood said under the comments in his second newest video, he said he'll take a big video once he makes a massive response.
Wait, linking porn under YouTube videos? I thought they meant like sending it to... Wait, I'm so fucking confused. You're the guy who put like all the uncensored lolicon in your fucking video just now, didn't you? Wasn't that you? Didn't I just fucking have to turn off my screen because you put a bunch of uncensored lolicon in your video? What?
Yeah, and by the legal definition, this is not porn. Her character doing a sexy pose is not porn.
Do you think a character tied up to a post in a bondage-like fashion, do you think that is porn?
It's fetish
suggested
porn.
in softcore porn, yes. It's just, maybe it's because
it's porn.
Dude, you guys are creeps. You guys are all fucking creeps. You guys are all fucking weird, disgusting creeps. Holy shit, dude. You guys are sex-obsessed weirdos.
Then. I'm not saying it's hardcore. I'm not saying it's the most hardcore material going. But definitionally, it is porn. Synnibear sent porn at 20 years old to someone that's 14.
Yeah, maybe it's brain rot from anime I've watched.
Maybe it's brain rot from anime. Bro, this is gross. This is whack.
It's just, I see this stuff in anime all the time, so I thought, I saw this as a kid. Maybe I'm just being old-fashioned the way I'm thinking. Maybe I'm just being stupid. I don't know. It's just...
Wait, the real thing is, I saw this as a kid, so it's okay for an adult to send it to a kid?
Takers don't send porn to a 14-year-old when you're 20. No?
Yeah, but when I hear people say send porn, what I was thinking was, like, when I first heard about this drama, people were making it sound like she was sending, like, dick pics to this minor, and when I think it's just when I heard about this, the bar was just set so high, and I thought this is what people were mad about.
Okay, but something could not be as bad as people are presenting it and still be bad.
What?
Oh yeah, it's bad. I agree with you there. I said in my video, I don't know why she did this.
Yeah, I don't know why she did this. And you're completely dismissing in your video, the idea that it could be anything except them just being essentially a gooner. And I'm saying that there is behavior exhibited here that could be indicative of... The other problem, and obviously, I'm don't reveal it till later, but when you realise the DMs are there and he's had this romanticised conversation with Synnibear, it's like, bro, you're saying all of this about your video and trying to still somewhat defend it. You were talking to them, like you were clearly had intent to twist this video to be a defense of Synnibear already. So it kind of recontextualizes all of this. It's like, well, you're lying. You're lying here. You're lying about the nature of what you were doing. In terms of the whole point was making it look as favourable for Synnibear as you could possibly muster. And you said as much in the DMs with her, Yeah, I obviously, wasn't able to pay full attention to chat. But people keep telling me that Spinal BJ, switched sides. Is that true? Because Spinal BJ was, one of the only people that was still, defending Synnibear and stuff like that. It happened. He flipped. That's brilliant. There we go, see. We even managed to get Spinal BJ to flip. And even if you don't want to accept that, it's still completely unacceptable behaviour, and it's indicative of an impulse control problem where they can't stop themselves from engaging in a sexual conversation with a minor.
Yeah, that is a big problem. I told her, don't ever do this again, but I can see that it's happened so many times.
It's all very well what you said to them, but in your video, the entire premise and the way you're presenting it is to downplay and defend.
I know, it's just I thought there were so many offensive videos out there
that I just needed to make a complete puff piece disaster video. Yeah, dude, there are so many videos that are saying this person's bad, so I took it upon myself to make a complete disaster defense video, torching my credibility and making me look like a total creep.
Aside from Kumo, another video going in the opposite direction. I was trying to add...
Do you think there should be a video defending Jeffrey Epstein against his crimes?
Oh my god, bro, that's so fun. That's so good.
Jeffrey Epstein, the gay serial killer, right?
No, that's
Jeffrey Epstein, the gay serial killer, is the only way to answer that question wrong. That is the only wrong answer.
Opposite direction. I was trying to add...
Do you think there should be a video defending Jeffrey Epstein against his crimes?
Jeffrey Epstein, the gay serial killer, right?
No, that's Jeffrey Dahmer. Jeffrey Epstein is the
That is the only wrong answer. I'm actually I'm shocked. I don't understand. I don't get it. I'm confused.
A financier who was on pretty serious charges, or was a convicted pedophile, in fact, and had more charges brought forward.
Jesus, how much help do you have? Oh, so
I don't think Cindy is at that level.
Well, no, hang on a sec.
No, I don't think Cindy's at the level. You can't even engage with the hypothetical.
I'm not saying that Cindy is at that level, but you said what you said was there's a bunch of videos that are going very critical on Synnibear. So your response is to put out a video that's positive. And I'm saying that's a flaw in your logic.
No, there's a lot of videos that are critical on fucking Synnibear, so his response was to get moist.
Because even if people are going too hard, you should look at the evidence and come to the best, most reasonable conclusion, rather than work for the premise of, I'm going to put a video out that's more supportive of Cinny. You see that? You see what I mean?
I completely get it. That's why I did criticize her a little in my video, and I will completely take the L. I should have done it much more. I should have been way more harder on her, and I will completely take the L on that.
Okay, right. Now, there's lots of detail to get to in,
Dude,
the video itself. The criticism in the video was, what was even the criticism that he made? It was so, soft. It was like, that was inappropriate. Oh, she shouldn't have done that. It's like, how do you not understand the way you say something and the words you use are so crucial for relaying meaning to what people are looking for there. And saying something is inappropriate is, even if you think you're making the right criticism, it's going to be seen as way too soft, you know? People do it to me sometimes. It's a bit annoying, to be honest. You know, but it's like you use a certain word and people are like, oh, it's a bit more than that. You know, it's like, okay, yes, I get it. It is more than that. Okay, sure. You know, it happens. But this is a situation where we're dealing with someone who is sending porn to a minor. Like, the stakes are pretty high for your reputation to make sure you describe that appropriately, you know? And he just completely failed at the first hurdle by going, oh, that's inappropriate. She shouldn't have done that. She should stop doing that. Yeah, it's like a massive understatement. Yeah, the entire video is basically him saying, okay, well, she did something bad, but it's not that bad, essentially. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, obviously, you know, he was like a fucking yesterday's laundry. He was just folding like that at every fucking turn. Like, no. And I think the thing is, it's because what can he say? Like, there is no defense for this stuff. It is obvious that he's fucked this up. I'm more interested in sticking to what I'm concerned with, because the second aspect of this...
Someone unplugged Nick's router. Fuck you, that was a good joke.
...is your interview with Synny. How do you think that went?
Horrible. I should have been way more...
Jeffrey Epstein, the New York Financer. Exactly.
...journalistic about it. I was very tired when it happened, honestly. The only reason why I included it in my video is I thought the video was solid, and I pretty much just added it to pad out the video. I haven't seen your coverage of the call, but after watching it a few times last night, I could see, yeah, this was not smart of me, how I conducted this call at all. I was way too unprofessional and friendly.
Yeah, I mean, what was your goal going into that?
Vindication. It was vindication.
Give me a second, I need to...
He needs to think what his goal was prior. Holy shit, dude. What are we thinking about? What's happening? Is it noggin jogging?
I guess it was just to get her side of things.
No, it wasn't.
I guess that was it.
Okay. Was it to get in her pants, particularly?
Okay.
And also to show, I was also going to reach out to Jack, but they never got back to me. I wanted to show that, like, because I've received criticisms of, oh, Jar, you don't reach out to people before talking to them, and this was one of the first times I've done that, and I clearly...
Dude, you were trying to get her Flowberry Fizz, and I don't want to hear any other answer, dude. You were trying to you were giving her low HP poisoning. That's exactly what happened here.
Right.
Sure.
You were trying to play with a Nintendo Switch. I'm kidding. Okay, sorry.
You know, I don't know if this is maybe your first time doing this or what the case is there. But of course, if you're reaching out to someone to get their side of the story, it's important to ask pointed, specific questions in a way that puts things to them to try and get their side of the story. And it seemed to me like you just wanted to have a chat.
Xylee said Jesus, Nick, because she's watched so much brain rot that she got the joke.
Have a laugh and talk about other drama and present yourself as this person who's done this before and everything. He was not even arguing to toss autistically about the label of what action is. It was constant minimization and downplaying at every turn to pave the way for a comeback arc. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I mean... Obviously, we get to the part about the DMs in a sec and we... you know, find something out. But it's like, you know, you can't, there's no, it's done. Synnibear as a thing is done. Synnibear cannot return. You do not send porn to a minor, okay, and then come back like nothing's happened and you continue with your channel. You could probably carve out a small portion of degens that will continue to support you, but that's it, you know? Or you need to be able to just completely withstand all of the comments you're going to get about it and just move forward. Also, we'll watch a bit more of this, I think. It is a bit self-serving, but we'll watch a bit more. And then there's actually a document we can look at for Synnibear. And I think there's some other stuff that she's been accused of, which we could have a quick look at. That could be some good content. Everything's going to be okay. Don't worry, Synnibear, we're going to sort this out. It was almost like listening to a defense attorney talk to their client. You
yes,
understand? That's like
that's perfect. You know, that's a perfect way to argue it. Like she was just consulting her fucking retard lawyer. Holy shit, I'm missing every shot. Fucking Prince Zuko, die. Oh my
big conflict of interest. If you're going to make a video about someone, it should be matter of fact, business, and to the point, right?
I know. It's just I got convinced that after looking with what I had, that Synny might have been in the right, or not in the right per se, but not a groomer, and a lot of this drama was overblown. Mainly because of the Pyro stuff. I mean, like, Pyro...
Bro, stop bringing up Pyro. He is not helping your case, bro. This is unbelievable.
Dude. Dude. I thought the Pyro stuff might trigger Nicholas. Might poke him a bit. I thought that... I knew who's going to react to the Pyro thing.
Asked a 15-year-old to draw him as a thicker version of himself. He gets away with it, so I'm like, wait, how is that okay, but this isn't? And that's what I was like questioning myself on.
Okay, so without going too deep into the Pyro stuff, the basic premise there, and I've got, you know, a more critical aspect to Pyro than maybe other people do, but to fundamentally put it let out, Pyro benefited from two things. He had a big supportive audience, and also Turkey Tom made mistakes in how he approached the story, and he was heavily criticised. So what happened was is people were able, because of like the big audience, to turn a lot of it into a joke because of the absurdity of it, and people were also able to focus on Turkey Tom's bad kind of mistake there. So I think Pyro could well have received... Who is this guy, eh? He's talking a lot of sense, isn't he? He's based. This guy's so based. He's so amazing and based. Oh my God. I can't believe this guy is talking. He's so great. More criticism had that not been the case. But I think there's dynamics there that don't apply here that affected how that turned out. And the other issue, I think, is you're going back to this Pyro story. Pyro has got plausible deniability that he had no idea of the age of the individual when the more sexual stuff was happening. Whereas with Synnibear knew the age from the start and asked again. So Synnibear does not have that excuse.
I've heard a lot of people bring that up, and when I look at Pyro's video, he said, I later learned...
Chud, this phone call was so good. You can see how fucking smart you are, no lie. Bro, come on, dude. I appreciate the feedback, okay? I do appreciate the feedback. It's just very difficult. It's very difficult to read just unabashed praise of yourself. I'm just like... Do you know what? That's such a good take, and I agree with that. Very good. Very good take. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
And I played this clip in my video. He later learned of Ivory's age, and then, and I quote here, shouldn't have continued the furry stuff with him after that. I was like, what do you mean by the furry stuff? Because, like, we saw what the other furry stuff was. So, like,
oh, look, what's this? From Jason West. Chud, this phone call shows how cool and smart you are. Thank you. Thank you very much. Appreciate that.
What else was said? And, like, I'm surprised I was the only person who was, like, thought that was a little sus.
Well, here's the thing.
Bro, you're not the only person who thinks what Pyro
What's this? Chud has a big dick and balls too. Amazing. Brilliant stuff. You love to see it. You love to see it.
Sus. But wait, even if that is the case, and you're against Pyro, why is that?
Yeah, also, yeah, Boffin does make a good point there, okay? Is, you know, if you're a karate expert and you fight someone, and if you fight if you're an expert at karate and you fight a cancer-riddled child, or no, not even you're an expert, you know, you could have like a middling level of success at karate, and you could fight someone that is an expert and you get your ass kicked. But if you fight a cancer-riddled child, you'll probably win, okay? And it'll probably look good doing it. But that's what I'm trying to get across to you, is this guy's intellect is the physical equivalent of a cancer-riddled child, okay? So just remember that part. Remember that part, okay? It makes it, you know, it makes it look more impressive.
Your number one example to vindicate this new person. None of this makes any sense, dude.
Other point of difference that I feel you've really failed to see here is, to my knowledge, Pyro nor the other party released the entirety of these DMs to review. And so Pyro is able to hide behind a level of uncertainty of what was and wasn't said. And I can't speak as to what was and wasn't said. I believe the age was, the person was 16 when he found out the age, and Pyro was 19. I think they continued to have a kind of furry-esque, somewhat sexual conversation. But for me...
I think Pyro was either 19 or...
You know what, Chud? This makes me forgive your history of relentless chasing. Oh, that reminds me, actually. I saw a comment about me on the YouTube drama subreddit. It's the classic... Dude, it's so funny. It's like people are like, oh... this Chud guy's really bad, but he was right about, you know, these multitude of dramas. And I'm like, so am I really that bad? Or is maybe you got the wrong conception of me, and actually I speak some sense sometimes? I don't know, bro. Maybe you've got the wrong end of the stick if you're saying I've been right about all this different shit. Thank you. Nicholas, we're doing a bit of reactception. We're reacting to me and listening to your takes. Bit self-serving, but, you know, I'm treating myself. It was a busy day yesterday, and I'm tired. We ordered some easy content. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed it, and if you're free to hop on for a call, I would welcome the content. JustARobot was apparently attracted to Synnibear. Few things. One, I believe Jar saying he wasn't attracted to Synnibear. If he then didn't just walk back that immediately afterwards. Two, this really puts his research on the line for this, since it means he's biased towards making Cinny look like the good guy and fucks over his credibility a lot. 3, what the fuck does chudlogic... Dude, I am fucking obviously hated on this subreddit. It's funny. I'm obviously despised. I mean, I'm a nice guy. Give me a chance, guys. I know you're a bit soy, okay? Give me a chance. I'm nice. I'm a nice guy. I'm watch my stream. What the fuck does chudlogic appear in all of these out of these dramas and look like the good guy? The Prisms, Nux, and Mutahar, and now Synnibear. I feel like he's the embodiment of this meme. And I get called a grifter here too. Bro, they used to use this with like fucking far-right Nazi people. They used to use this with like extremists, like political extremists. But now, little old me is apparently an example of the worst person you know. Fucking hell, dude. Hey? Bit much, isn't it? But yes, I'm apparently the embodiment of this meme. Nazi Chud trying to attack just a rabbi. It's because I'm bold. Well, that's going to be my hairline in a month, probably, if that. But, you know, I mean, it's fine. I don't really have any personal issue, necessarily. I mean, obviously, the soys are not going to appreciate my unique perspective on things. But, yeah. It's kind of funny. I'm the worst person they know making a good point for once, or for 4 times.
20, but yeah, I get what you mean.
So the point is, there's these small differences, and when you get close to like the the age of consent thing, you end up in situations where the slimmest of differences can make all the difference, you know. And a year one way or another can turn it from something that most people would see as acceptable to being totally unacceptable. And I know. And I think the problem. I'm telling you, this story is going to go through the stratosphere. See, I thought that the little bits and pieces last night would be largely the end of it. You think this is going to go further? I guess that like maybe some commentary channels might pick it up. Hey, Spinal BJ. I heard that you switched sides last night, but I didn't catch it because I was in the middle of the conversation. Is that true? Have you changed teams? See, look, I can't ban Spinal BJ. He's exceptionally annoying, contrarian, and possibly a pedophile. But I mean, come on, fair's fair. Fair's fair. You got to say fair's fair. You know. You can. You can what? The problem is you're relying so much on this pyro thing when there's differences within the story itself. And I'm very critical of pyro. I've got a video where I've spoken about I think it off quite lightly. But, you know, fundamentally there are differences there. And the other problem is we can see all of Synnibear's logs. We can see every single message. Did you look at the messages between Synnibear and Eno in full?
Admittedly, no.
Dude, how? How have you not... You're the guy who made the video. How did you not look at all the messages? What? I didn't even think that was possible. I just thought he was sweeping. He just didn't look.
Oh, Kevin, thank you for this comment. This call really showcases this Chud guy's intellect. Holy shit, you look smart during it. Thanks. Oh, wow. Do you know what? That is a great comment. Thank you.
Oh, this is insane.
Okay. I skimmed.
This is unbelievable. This guy should...
I know that makes me the big...
Credibility gutted, career over, banned from the internet, deployed into Iraq, fucking sent to do peace in the Middle East, instructed to be placed upon the Gaza Strip. Dude, holy shit.
A very big hypocrite, because I was like, oh, people didn't look through this carefully. And I saw some people, like, looking through it, but, like, it was just, like... I looked through the first doc pretty carefully, but the first doc just had so much...
I've got to be honest. Before I asked that, I knew... I could just tell. I felt it in my bones that he hadn't read the full logs. Because how on earth can you read the full logs and still make that video? It is an impossibility. Do you know what I mean? I mean, it's just, like, bro, you've lost the plot. You've literally lost the plot if you're defending that shit. Obviously, I happened to go over them on a kind of slow end of the stream, and it was a long, certainly. But the other thing as well is, if I can sit here on a stream and just sort of pick through them over the course of a couple of hours, how on earth can you dedicate to make a video about it and not do that? It's just fucking mind-boggling. you know. But I've got to take another quick look at them. They're next level. It's next level shit, dude. And also, it's like your defense of the idea, like your conception that this isn't grooming, just goes out the fucking window if you actually look through the logs. NSFW is mentioned 19 times. Maybe some are fairly innocuous. You know. But some, however, are not so innocuous. So here we go. So here, this is after they find out they're 14. Cries, I can't show you. My hot, sexy NSFW waggles my finger. Even that comment comes across like testing the water. Is that not an example of the boundary crossing as one of the, or the boundary pushing or the testing the water things that is listed as one of the criteria or one of the examples of grooming? You're like, oh, I could show you this. I can't show you this unless, right? It's one of the fucking things. This is a sign of grooming. This alone could be something to prop up a sort of one of the pillars of the grooming aspect. Okay, so this next one is slightly NSFW. So then, later on, they're pushing it a bit further. Oh, I've got a picture here that's a bit NSFW. I'll send it to you. You know? And then here, they're going for a full scenario. Draw what you want, no porn. NSFW is lewd, you ding dong. Look at the way they're talking here. Boy keeps touching him, forcing him against the wall. And if enemy yells for help or says no, refuses to comply, boy would hit him. Like, this is all like control, power, BDSM stuff. Are you concerned? Jar said they were almost in a similar situation, but realised it was probably a honeypot. Dude, it's funnier to say,
wonderful. But how do
dude,
I make money off depressed people?
Dishevelled Bonger sucks himself off on camera.
Great title. Thank you very much for the 333. I don't think he realised the implication of what he was saying. I think when he said honeypot, he didn't recognise that he was stating honeypot implicitly suggests that there's honey that is attracting you. The honey in this case for them being a minor. I don't think he understood the implication of that. So no, I don't think that he was like, I don't think he's a pedo. He's just a fucking complete and utter cretinous retard who doesn't understand the implication of saying that, right? Like, you know, it's like you shouldn't be blocking the person because it's like you block them because they're a minor and you shouldn't have the conversation flat. But he's acting like, oh, this is a honeypot. I'm not going to get trapped though. So yeah, it's obviously very funny to say that he's, you know, but I'm not concerned. I felt like it was a Mr. Girl debate where he was about to say, why do we have these laws? Yeah, it's very much, well, I think the difference is Mr. Girl is obviously often trying to be like as provocative as possible. Whereas with this guy, it's just pure retardation. Like he didn't even think that thought process through. Do you know what I mean? He hadn't even thought like, you know, oh, if I say this, it's going to sound like that. So I should probably use a different word. He just said it. So yeah, anyway, you know, obviously I covered this a week or so ago and we've already spoken about these DMs. But when you actually start to pick them apart and look through them, that's when it just becomes so fucking transparent. Chud has sticky fingers from all the gok honeypots. Okay, dude. So let's see what else we got. I have some NSFW images attached to those dudes. It has sex, but there's no visible wiener. Oh, well, that's okay. That's okay. No visible wiener. Why didn't you say earlier? Get that sent across to the 14-year-old. Let's go. What the fuck, bro? This is... Didn't bother to read these though. Didn't think Just a Robot didn't think it was necessary to review these before making a video arguing that this is not grooming. Interesting play. It's goofy shit. Give me a sec. Yippee. Goofy NSFW lol. The 14-year-old is celebrating as they're about to be sent goofy NSFW. So yeah, there's NSFW images here. They're not that bad though. They're just kind of goofy. What? Dude. Don't call it grooming though, guys. Don't you dare call this grooming. I will argue with you until I'm blue in the face about whether or not this is grooming. It's so fucking insane shit, dude. Cinny is so happy here, lol. Enjoying myself. And then another one. It's just mind-boggling, dude. You know, Kumo's got something to answer to here too. Because I don't think he did his due diligence either. I don't think he looked at all of the information before deciding certain things. You know? So he also failed. But the difference with Just a Robot is, you know, he released his video at a point when all the information was out without question. You know, that's the point of difference, is he had access to this. He could have seen all of this. I found an actual scenario, but it's slightly NSFW spanky. Do you want? But it's slightly NSFW spanky. Spanky? Spanky? Spanky NSFW. It's spanky NSFW, guys. Do you want? And again, you know, if you look through, just look, there's other things you can look up too, of course. But just looking through the NSFW in these logs, you can see the boundary pushing happening. What was the thing? What was the image? Oh, I think it was on... Alanaz posted it, didn't he? Let's read out that part of it that's in regards to pushing boundaries. Let's have a little look, shall we? Where is it? Let's have a little look at the grooming list again. Testing the water or boundary violation. Now, obviously, this is in relation to in real life grooming, which is obviously another aspect of this, I think, which is retarded. This list is not relevant to online grooming. This is about in real life grooming. But testing the waters or boundary violation. Like, this is a classic example of testing the water. You're just slowly pushing in the NSFW stuff, you know? You're starting off with, oh, it's only a bit NSFW. And now, oh, this is just goofy NSFW. Oh, I've got this. It's only slightly NSFW. It's spanky. I forgot you're a baby for a second and almost suggested something NSFW. Too bad you're a baby. Haha. Dude, teasing about it too. Oh, you're too much of a baby to see the NSFW. You know, pushing for like a precocious response. Pushing for like a, I'm not a baby, I can handle it type response. It's fucked, dude. Yes. How many people have seen this before? How many of you have seen these DMs? I went over them a little while ago, but it was at the tail end of a stream. These are the DMs between Synnibear and the 14-year-old. This is Synnibear at 20 and the person at 14. Like, I could understand, before these DMs coming out, you know, not wanting to 100% get on board with calling it definitively grooming. I kind of get that, right? I mean, I even was a bit like, I don't know what exactly it is, but it's still really bad. you know, because of the nature of the conversation regardless. But then when you read them, it's like, no. This could easily be argued to be grooming. I personally think this constitutes grooming. I think you could easily argue that it's grooming. And I think you'd have to be utterly fucking insane to pitch your tent on fucking not grooming hill and go, no, it's not grooming. And I'll argue to someone blue in the face that it's not grooming. And then obviously later on they apologise. They apologise for having had these conversations. This is where they apologise for that. And then it goes on from there. And they say about how they love each other. And then they're back into talking about it again. Wait a second, I missed this part. I do want to apologise to you personally for how I acted towards you. I really am sorry. I should have been an adult and kept things PG. I shouldn't have shown you my comics and my NSFW doodles. I shouldn't have shown you any of it. I understand you're a minor and thus cannot give proper consent, and I didn't consider that when I asked if I made you uncomfortable. I'm sorry. I crossed the line with you. I hope you can forgive me. I love you. You want boy thought? Yes, I heart sim boy. So they're still, this isn't like a sexual, but they're still having like this weird fantasy conversation about these characters still. So they say, oh, sorry for the NSFW stuff. Anyway, do you want some romanticized thoughts about a character though? So boy was walking behind me as I was walking up some stairs, and I jokingly asked if he liked the view from behind me. And he said, Synny, I'm taller than you. I'm looking at your shoulders. Bend over then. Oh my God, bro. What on earth? Jesus Christ. Utterly insane. Even after recognising the badness of what they've done, they're back to it with another weird scenario thing. Bro, the best parts of this are when they go into like these lengthy diatribes talking about all the fantasy situations they've got. And obviously all this artwork. All this fucking artwork that's being shared as well. You know, presumably some of it may be SFW, other NSFW stuff. Jesus Christ. Chud's choking is very realistic, and chat may be wondering why. The answer is simple. A lot of gawk exercise. Image attachment. That is so true. Doesn't it add a sort of flavour to this? You've just got like image attachment, and it's like, what the fuck could that have been? I want to find the part where they like do this like fantasy talking, because some of this is just like, you know, still crazy to have this convo with a 14-year-old. But some of this is just trivial work discussion. Not boy sitting on his face. Boy is dastardly. Jesus Christ, dude. And then you're like receiving comments from the 14-year-old about fear and arousal. And then be like, no, with an obvious boner. Haha. Oh my God. Also, like, there's this narrative that I saw get perpetuated that this is like, you know, two girls like talking about boys, like talking, like having like a minor conversation about boys or something. And that's downplaying it too. This is not just like, I need to find the actual combos where they go backwards and forwards like insane about it. Beat him, get his ass, lol, spank him maybe. Remember, these are DMs that Synny thought it was a great idea to show us because of transparency purposes. Yes, true. Synny released these DMs themselves of their own volition. Yes, Lothar, exactly. That's part of it. I think the thing is you can't put this down to one thing. I don't think that his, you know, romantic or sexual interest, whatever you want to call it, in Synni, I don't think that's the sole aspect here. It's clear that there was an ego aspect as well. And yeah, did Jar think defending Synni was going to be his big ponder moment where he defends someone being wrongfully called a predator? Yes, he did believe that. He did think that. That is correct. That is exactly what he thought. He thought he's going to be, yep, I'm going to defend this person and everyone's going to think I'm based because I'm going to turn out to be right. Like, bro, yeah, sometimes that's true, but not with these DMs. No fucking way. Fuck me, dude. I wish I could. It's so long as well. But yeah, there's like, you know, okay, dude, not to be too. Obviously, when you have a sexual conversation with someone, okay, you discuss and talk about sexual interests, what you'd want to do, you know, and so on. Now, obviously, normally that's directed at the individual, where you'd say what you want to do to them, and they'd maybe say what they want to do to you. So there wasn't the directness of it, of like, I want to do it to you, but it's someone talking about their sexual fetishes in a directional way towards a character to a minor, and the minor responding. You know? And it's like, that's just so foundationally fucked. And I think, you know, you could... Synnibear, if Synnibear had at one time made a comment and immediately retracted it and said, oh, okay, this is stupid, we can't have this conversation. I forgot how old you are. We can't talk anymore. Like, I don't know, maybe there might be some chance that you could make the point. You know? But past that, you're fucked. That's what Synnibear looks like, yeah. That was on Queenman's stream. But the image is floating about, shall we say, images floating about. Dude, they're so long. Dude, even the length of the combo is like a sign of how terrible this is. Having an extended conversation like this. Fucking hell, dude. Okay, I can't find it. I can't find it. Where do they really cut wild with this? Where do they really cut loose and start laying out what they're into? I think it's when they talk on the call. Dude. Oh yeah, and this is where bro, this is... Dude, okay. Yet more evidence that this is actually grooming. Okay? Yet more evidence that this is grooming. So, Synnibear is allowing Eno, the 14-year-old, to draw NSFW art for them.
But how do I make money off depressed people?
Somebody became a member, somebody celebrates 1 month of membership. Jar really torched his career over a 2/10 grimacing face.
Very true. Thank you very much for the membership, somebody. Appreciate it. Synni, a question. When they spank him, should I leave his shorts on? Should he be wearing his boxers or just butt? Surprise me. Surprise me. Surprise me. Surprise me. Ooh. Ooh. Good Lord. Yeah, this is the problem with these DMs. It's like, look, obviously it's not good stream content. Like when I went through it, I skipped through a lot to read the most insane parts. But if you are making a video and the premise of your video is I'm going to defend this person on the claim of grooming, you must read these DMs. There's no other option. What other choice of, like, you've got to. It's bizarre that you would not even think of that. And then this JustARobot dude, this JustARobot guy is actually... this JustARobot guy has got the fucking nerve to talk about how other people aren't doing it right and are getting it wrong. And he didn't even bother to read the fucking DMs at all. Yeah, JustARobot clicked render video, right? Had it all ready to go, signed, sealed, delivered. And then wants to present the idea that actually he was going to read these and this was going to influence what the video turned out like. It's obviously a complete nonsense. Why on earth would you put the video in a place where it's getting released
wonderful. But how do I
without reading a crit?
Scoobs 9696 became a member.
Thank you for the membership. Bizarre, totally bizarre. He was too busy putting his white knight armor on. True. God bless America. Take off his clothes. More images getting shared. Green hearts. Me seeing these comics. Look at boy coming up the stairs versus NM coming up the stairs. More images. High underage Discord user. Oh. This is the Eno person sending that. More images, just a shocking amount of images. He looks tired. He needs someone to sit, I mean somewhere to sit. And then talking a bit about Jack. So yeah, this is the late night goon sesh, I guess. The late night goon sesh. I mean, what else do you think's happening here? Like, obviously, fucking Synnibear is flicking the old bean. Like, not to be too precise with it, but I mean, that's what's going on here, right? You think Synnibear is just sat here having a conversation about fucking hornball shit that they get off on, and they're just politely talking about it? I don't believe so, no. In fact, I don't... Dude, man, I don't know if we're going to get it all into this, because it's a bit fucking much, to be honest. Like, there's another document that came out about Synnibear, and it's just like, ugh. You know, and this is the worst stuff Synnibear has done. But, you know, it's still pretty wacky stuff. Like, I think they were... You know, the age difference maybe isn't so crazy in this one, but they're like having these conversations. I think 18 and 15, I believe, which, you know, could plausibly be like a high school thing from what I understand in America. But they're like talking about sex toys and like sending him a picture of the sex toy and it's like, how do I use this and stuff? Synnibear is. And it's just like, what are you doing? So yeah, sure she's getting some good use out of it here. So yeah, they're just kind of having like friendly conversation, needing each other, skincare routine, cat images. Good Lord. Like, it's like... The sheer volume here. They're talking, like, regularly for, like, full day. Like, this is why this narrative of, oh, they're not interested in them in any meaningful way falls quite flat as well. Because who is having conversations, lengthy conversations with people like this? You know, you have lengthy conversations that go on for hours at a time over these messaging apps when you've got, like, an interest. You don't do this with your friends. You don't do this just with your pure friends. It's just, oh, hey, how's it going? You talk about the topic at hand or something like that. Or maybe if you're really, really good friends, maybe then you might have this kind of conversation. Fake-ass friend. No, that's not being a fake ass friend. That's being a normal human being. This is like, you know, early days in a relationship conversation. You're very interested in one another. You want to communicate because you want to get to know each other more. You know, they're talking like for hours and hours. This morning I was having thoughts of boy laying down next to me and snugging me, or he kept feeling my legs, but like, I don't mind. And then I got up, and when I laid down with him again, he used my butt as a pillow. Butt pillow I love. Shocking. Absolutely shocking. Take a shower late at a meeting. Here's some that I like. Thank you for feeding me. He's very top heavy. Johnny Bravo man. Yes, Sofa King, exactly. This is the point that, you know, admittedly, before I looked at these, my position was, I don't know if it's grooming or not, but even if it's not grooming, it's still totally egregious. So what does it matter? But then after reading all of these, it's like, not only could you make a good argument that this is grooming, I think this is grooming. Do you know what I mean? I think it now. I believe. So why would you argue against it? It's nuts. It boggles my mind. I can't get over it, dude. I'm honestly obsessed with this idea. Bro is looping. Haven't you talked about this already? I want some new drama. Bro. What? Some of you people are like, you need to go to the doctor and check for worms. You want new drama. Bro. What the fuck do you want, bro? Like, you want new drama. Like what? Every second you want something new in the world to happen. Bro, I don't know what to tell you. This is the new drama. This is the new drama now. Bro, it's crazy. You want something to happen every second. You're not satisfied until every single second something new is happening to, you know, hit your dopamine-fried brain. Holy fuck, dude. You're insane. Thank you for the membership, subscription. Thank you. I've gone over these DMs, but some of you haven't seen these before. And I think they have, you know, a new meaning, particularly when you were looking at the actions of Just a Robot in saying this isn't grooming. So. Okay, but the first image. Let me touch him. Let me touch him. Bark, bark. Grr, grr, rah, roar. Okay. So even in the moments where they're not having like a more explicit aspect of the conversation, they're still sharing and trading like romanticized or somewhat sexualized thoughts and pictures, you know? What's this? Oh, someone said something about this. What is it? I can't remember. I missed it. Say it again. Whoever said something that I wanted to respond to, say it again. Yeah. Listen, I will do a few other bits before. I'll be streaming for another 4 hours. I'm only doing like a 6-hour stream today. But yeah, we'll get some other stuff in. Don't you worry. We'll look at some old Just a Robot drama. It'll be fun. Made ramen. Want a VC later. Okay. Hope you're alright. And yeah, it just goes on and on. Yeah, I don't know, dude. It's like, yeah, to look at this and think, do you know what? Well, I mean, that's the problem. We didn't look at it, I guess. Only 6 hours. Yeah, I did like a 10-hour stream yesterday. I'm pretty tired. I'm lazy logic today. Has Tipster... Oh, dude, I noticed in chat yesterday. Tipster was in chat yesterday watching the conversation go down. Which, you know, is... I mean, dude... Listen, my chat is open to all, okay? My chat is open to all, but it was quite surprising that he was like knocking about in chat. But he was kind of winning, I think, wasn't he? Yeah, I mean, people in chat were saying about bringing him on, but I mean, you know, if Tipster wanted to talk, I'd happily talk to Tipster. But I just don't really know if there was anything that he... Like, what's he going to say? I think he just wanted to watch it all go down. And also, like, dude, personally speaking, okay, sometimes you just want to go into a chat and fucking watch the shit go down, you know? So, I tend not to, you know, be like, oh, come on, get on stream, get on stream. I know people love the tip now, apparently. The goon is insight, true. No, I think at one point he even said that, you know, this guy was capping. Oh, here it is. He wanted feedback about him defending a groomer. What? Lol. Only time I've ever heard people sleep on calls with someone is if they're interested in them romantically. That dude is capping. Yeah. Tippy win. Tippy win. Anyway, I think we'll maybe watch a bit more of this in case you haven't seen it yet, and we'll look up to the bit where I make the revelation, and then maybe we'll look at some old Just a Robot commentary drama, and then I've got a few other things to look at before I go today. But anyway, I think that, you know, hopefully I've shown enough that if you didn't think so already, you can absolutely see why people have characterized this as grooming. And to defend this, particularly if you haven't read the DMs, is utterly absurd behavior that, you know, like, you've got a 200,000 subscriber channel that you spent time to build. You want to throw that in the trash over nothing. Just committing career suicide because you've got like you know, you've sniffed a bit of pedo pussy. I mean, what the fuck, dude? There isn't, no, exactly. There is no angle to defend them. It's done. Forget about it. It's over.
Nothing, just like, oh, her character is in a sexy pose. I'm like, okay.
So let me get this straight. You had access. You knew it was available because it was in a...
Dude, this guy should be fucking... He should be putting a Fuck Cartels t-shirt and wheeled into fucking Mexico.
Reply, Synnibear put the link to 4 logs
in Minecraft.
It's available to you. Before you made this video, hardcore defending Synnibear, you didn't even go over the full logs in any way.
I was going to. I was planning to do that. I just didn't expect Kumo to leak my video. I was planning to do, not today, yesterday. I was planning to upload the video today, but before...
This is like when the Mark guy said he'd be willing to talk privately after releasing a public video on Doc's stream.
Before I upload my video, I spend one day, like, double checking.
Oh,
is she hot? Asked DK. Listen. I'll bring it up again. Because this is the individual we're dealing with. Queenman kindly threw this up on stream yesterday. Chud's POV when a woman talks back to it. Okay, dude. She's pretty average looking. Dude, I think that's a little bit too kind, to be honest with you. But anyway, pull jar up. Yeah, one sec. No problems. Let me just bring that guy up real quick. Here we go. There's Jar. I don't know if there's a real image of him or not, to be honest. If he's ever posted a picture of himself. There is. Can someone link it somewhere? You're sweeping. I'm not trying to switch. Oh, there's Wicked Tubia.
Okay, that's wonderful. But how do I make money off depressed people?
There's no way.
Jar,
This
as a
is
straight
him.
man, I am a tryst to her. Jar, I have no idea what she looks like.
That's him. He's not even bold, like he said. Bro, he's not even a fucking robot. What the fuck, dude? I'm fucking sorry for misrepresentation. Thank you, Nicholas. As a straight man, I'm attracted to her. Jar, I have no idea what she looks like. He's got the kind of like autism face. Do you know what I mean? That face has been chiseled out of years of autism. No doubt about it. I don't know, bro. The side by side goes so hard. Yeah, but don't forget as well, Harmful Opinions has dated this guy. No, that's not true. That's misinformation. That's a joke. That's a joke from yesterday. It's Harsh Opinions, okay? There we go.
Okay, that's
get the
wonderful.
full setup.
But how do I make money off depressed people?
Only just caught up on all of this and holy shit. I knew it was over when you unleashed the advanced autistic seeking missile code name, Queeman.
Thank you for the super chats. I mean, you know, dude, I think it's pretty obvious what the dynamic was there with Queeman coming in. I think we all know what was going on there. Some might call it good cop, bad cop. Okay, I think that's what it's been referred to as. I think that's pretty fair. Oh my god, dude. What is this? That's crazy. I'll probably watch that, to be fair. It is fun watching people watch your content. I just don't make a habit of it because it can fucking rape your ego sometimes. But I think that'd be quite fun content to watch.
Okay, that's wonderful. But how do I make money off depressed people?
Thank you. Congrats to Harmful Opinions on the sex change. Anyway, guys, listen, we'll do the little bit more self-serving reacception, and then we'll do some retrospective stuff. I need to shill more as well. I need to shill. Guys, thanks for your support. If you want to support the stream, super chats, bits, subs, tips, kick subs, all the good stuff, memberships, all of it is appreciated. Couldn't do this without you. Thank you. If you want to see me get more YouTube videos privated, you support my work here, okay? We need to figure out who we're going after next. Whose career are we going to fuck with next? Oh, bro.
Are you talking about Just Stop?
Extra research,
right?
And then he uploaded my video, and then I was like, oh fuck, now I guess I have to do this.
Why? You could just say that's an early draft and there's new information that you're assessing. Why do you need to put it out quickly just because Kumo's got
Wait,
it out?
what did...
When I was 14.
Of course he did.
Dude, even Tipster is posting hilarious clips from this video. Oh my god, it's so funny.
Honestly, I was panicking.
Right, okay.
I didn't know it. I've never experienced that before, where someone takes one of my videos, especially on a topic this serious, and uploads it without my consent. That has never happened before. So I woke up, saw it, and then like panicked to upload it as quickly as possible. Now, I'm going to be honest here. Even if he didn't upload that video, I might have.
I'm wondering, did you feel like you were in a position where you felt like you couldn't consent to this whole interaction? Is that something that bothered you personally? That you just felt like you couldn't consent to this the way that it was happening, and I don't know.
Still uploaded the video as it is. I might have gotten lazy and been like, I think I've done enough work already. I'll just make a follow-up later.
I think you're trying to piss on my boots and tell me it's raining. This is fucking nonsense. How on earth can you argue that you had a video?
Dude, Chud's like, this is nonsense. Oh, God.
Signed, sealed, delivered, ready to upload, and you may have looked at information that may have changed the entire premise of the video later. That doesn't make any sense, does it, Mr. Robots?
No, I did the same thing. You can ask my editor about this. I did the same thing because I had my old Synnibear video ready to go, and then I did a little bit more research. I was like, hang on, I need to change this, and I had it ready to go.
Why'd you keep using piss? Well, I just like the phrase "piss on my boots and tell me it's raining." It's a funny phrase, funny concept. But little did I know that apparently I've heard on the grapevine that this Mr. Robot has got a piss fetish. Allegedly. I don't know for sure, but I've heard that on the grapevine. So, if that's true, was he bricked up when I said that? Was he... was his USB port perking up when I was saying that? Is that what's going on? Just to be clear, okay, that is like a rumor,
Okay,
all
that's
right?
wonderful.
To be
But
absolutely
how do I
clear.
make money off depressed people?
Your dynamic with Kumo always reminds me of my relationship with my mastiff. When I'm sick of vermin, I sick him on them. Usually a quick end, but sometimes I feel bad as I watch it happen slowly.
Okay, that's wonderful.
Thank you for the
How do I
10
make
Australian
money
dollars.
off
Appreciate it.
depressed people?
Pantom something became a member.
Thank you for the membership. I've not got to the water part yet, no.
Because I was afraid that when I reached out to Jack, Jack would have freaked out, and at least I had something to upload.
Okay, so as we're having this conversation now, you have not seen the full conversation and therefore cannot fully comment on the contents of the conversation. Am I understanding this correctly?
Yes.
Oh my god, bro, this guy is the worst YouTuber ever. Holy shit. They just keep one up. They one up each other. They're just getting worse. Every single day, they're just getting worse. They're getting worse and worse and worse. This community's a fucking dead zone.
Don't you see how right, you have pinned your channel to the reputation of someone and you've not even reviewed all the evidence. What is wrong with you?
Gooning.
What's wrong with your programming, Mr. Robot?
I was going to go through it. Trust me, I was like, I had this
You posted the video, you fucking mongoloid.
all planned out. It's just, I didn't expect things to get this complicated. And, you know, I just, from what I've seen of
You
the
complicated it. Nobody asked you to do this. This was your whole idea. You just needed your little friend you could call and have sweet fucking nighttime chats with before you went to sleep.
like, she sung the song lyrics from I Like Big Butts and I Cannot Lie. I was like, why was this included? This is nothing. Like, I wanted to see, like, actual grooming, like, nudes being exchanged, like,
That can be taken out of context.
you know, something a little bit more serious than I Like Big Butts and I Cannot Lie.
Well,
And
do
maybe
you
there
know
is.
where you could have reviewed that? The full logs. It's all there for you to review. I don't get this. This is absurd.
Oh, I know, a lot of people told me they thought this was a solid video, and I didn't think I needed to make any changes to it or do any more research, and I really fucked this one up. This is...
They always say this. This is what Dogpack said. Oh, I showed this to a bunch of people. Oh, they said it wasn't that bad. Oh, they said it was a good video. Oh, they said... Dude, it's your video. I'm sorry. You can't put it on anybody else. You're fucking stupid.
I suck. Like, I really fucked this one up.
Okay, listen. I'm not going to put you through the messages. They are very bad, and I'd recommend you review them. However,
All right.
Mr. Robot, I hold all the keys. I hold all the cards. And I have another thing to put to you. Now,
All right.
before I do that, is there anything that you wish to admit
Yeah,
to me?
true, except his own girlfriend and roommate. Oh, no. Wait, what?
Put to you. Now,
All
before
right.
I do that, is there anything that you wish to admit to me before I do this?
I'm trying to think here. Didn't expect you to ask that. Admit. Well, in past videos, I've said very sus stuff that people have taken the very wrong way, and I have been friends with people who've gotten exposed and, you know, cut them off.
Okay.
There's a lot I've done, and I just ask, what is it, and just ask what it is, because you know what? Maybe there is something, and I just want to rip the Band-Aid off.
Mr. Robots, your logs with Synnibear were leaked to me an hour ago.
Oh, okay.
And
Okay,
I
that's
reviewed them
wonderful.
on stream.
But how do I make money off depressed people?
Your deploy the Jew line in the jar convo was amazing. And Nick's attempt to do a relationship repair stream killed my fucking sides.
Thank you, Blaze, for the super chat. Yeah, it was a good stream. Appreciate the feedback. Dude, that was... you know, look, I don't want to be self-serving and suck my own dick, okay? That's very gay. But what I will say is, I can understand why so many people were interested in this combo, okay? I get it. I see the vision, okay? I see the vision.
Oh.
And here's what I believe based on reviewing these logs. In the course of pursuing the story, you spoke to Synnibear, and you developed some sort of attraction or interest in them beyond the purely professional one. This has then led you to frame the video in a certain way, and this is the architect now of your pain. This connection that you've made, this non-disclosed connection, which is a complete conflict of interest, and should never have happened.
Oh my god. This is excellent. This is mastercraft right here. This is excellently handled by Chud.
What say you?
I have no romantic interest.
Nick praising me, but that's backfired, hasn't it? A bit gauche, a little bit gauche. So Queeman said in his coverage yesterday that when I'm angry, I bob around like an owl, and I quite like that. That was quite funny. But I tell you why that happens. It's not just like anger or frustration or emotion or whatever. It's because of these. I drink like 3 or 4 energy drinks throughout a stream, and it gives me this kind of like pent up energy. And then when I'm feeling a certain way, I'm just like bopping about all over the place. So, you know, that's part of the problem too. It's all the fucking Red Bull that I'm guzzling down. You know, the eyes are going, you know. It's this or Coke. It's this or I take copious amounts of cocaine. And we know how that turns out. Look at Ricata. So I think this is probably the preferable option.
I'm very friendly with the way I talk. I can show the logs I've had with.
He knows immediately. His first response is, where did that even come from? No, it's not that. It's, I'm very friendly with people.
With other people.
Oh no, that is the wrong answer. That is the wrong answer.
But I'm very friendly. I have a girlfriend. I have.
Oh god, this is bad. This is fucking
no sexual
really
interest
bad.
in Cindy at all.
But you, okay, let's say that. Go on.
No, actually, I want to take no.
Oh, he's getting nervous.
Maybe I do have sexual interest.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
No, actually, I want to take no.
Dude, Edwin's looking at this, being like, "Say."
Okay, maybe I do have sexual interest in Cindy. I mean, I'm a straight guy. Come on, so I'm gonna walk back on that. But I have a girlfriend. I'm not. What part of the logs would you like to go over with me?
Oh my god, that was bad. That was really, really bad.
Okay, bro, he's like, he's just spilling, isn't he? He's just like, blah, 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 right? He's obviously, you know, fucking his mind is moving at fucking 1,000 miles a minute. Like, what the fuck? I mean, look, it's pretty, look, I know there's not much sympathy for Just a Robot knocking about, okay, which I totally get. But you've got to think of it from his side for a second. I mean, could you imagine? You're in an adversarial conversation, and the person reveals that they've looked at a piece of information which you didn't know they'd have access to. I mean, that's a pretty, like, oh, fuck. You know, that's a rough situation. Especially if you're autistic. It would be even worse. So thank you for being honest there. Okay, I appreciate that. Makes my job a lot easier. Now, the first point at which I had probably the most initial concern is I'd like to take you...
Oh my god, that... Oh god, your career is completely over. Your career is fucking atomized. I don't know how anyone's watching this guy again. I think I have to add this guy to my project. Holy shit.
Project? What project?
Oh.
Back to you on the 29th of September.
Hang on.
8:58 p.m. Time zone unclear, possibly UK time. And you say,
Oh no! What am I gonna do?
I presume it's some sort of joke, want to see my cock. In fact, I tell you what. And then you send a picture of
Yeah, when I sent a chicken afterwards. What are you trying to say, Chud?
chicken, of a rooster. Of some
Yeah,
sort.
that's my humor.
Okay. Do you think it's appropriate to joke about sending a picture of your penis to someone who you're interviewing who's accused of grooming an individual?
Absolutely not.
So why did you do it?
It's just my humor.
I was nervous and I did the humor beep boop.
It's just what I do. I'm not the most mature fellow, and I've sent this same joke to so many other people.
Okay. I mean, presumably you were not interviewing those individuals on the basis of allegations that they're grooming.
Yes, you're correct.
Okay. The second thing I'd like to bring your attention
that's
to
wonderful.
is on the
But how
7th
do
of
I make
October
money
at
off the
12:28 a.m. I believe UK
Chud
time.
home wrecker, and cocks aren't involved.
Oh, you might have missed it earlier,
Impressive.
by the way. Thank you for the $5. The relationship's fine, apparently. There may still be some issues, but I think Just a Robot is he's going to be okay. I think he's going to come out with it with the relationship still. Okay? You requested a call, and in your words, I just need someone to chat with as I drift off to sleep. Can you explain that to me, please?
What is Bunty King?
Yeah, I like to chat to people on my phone as I fall asleep. It's not a romantic thing at all. I've done it with guys, I've done it with girls.
Why don't you call your girlfriend, man? Why doesn't your girlfriend talk to you while you're falling asleep? What's she doing, dude? Let me guess. Let me take a shot in the dark here. Let me guess. You don't live near your girlfriend, do you? Shot in the dark here. I don't know. Maybe that's true. Maybe that's not. Take a guess.
Be on the phone with people as I fall
Are
asleep.
you in a long-distance Discord relationship, sir? Because you sound like you're in a long-distance Discord relationship. If this...
Based on the dynamics at play, I think that's probably true. That's assuming she exists at all. You got to see it from his side too. You were supposed to be his savior, and you turned out to be his undoing. Well, I guess so. I mean, he was thinking I was going to side with him. He did think I was going to side with him and push his narrative forward, and together we were going to fight the hordes of false accusers and overturn Synnibear's allegations. But that is not quite what happened. I mean, he did, yeah. He did try and use me, and that annoyed me. But I'm long past that now because of how funny this all is. I mean, bro, he got his just desserts in the end, didn't he?
This is a person that you're in real life with. Like, that's even worse. That is just fucking brutal.
I'm down with my roommate. He's not in right now.
Also, I don't know if we'll, I don't want to watch every single second of this. And plus, this segment's going to go up, so we want to keep some of you viewers for the segment. But his girlfriend was watching this too. So his girlfriend was watching this all go down. I mean, presumably messaging him throughout. I mean, dude, what a fucking absolute fiasco for him, eh?
Other school?
That's
yeah,
tough. That's tough.
For this.
Okay, without discerning the exact nature of this, do you at least understand it is completely unacceptable and a conflict of interest to make a video about someone, to ostensibly interview them to get their side of it, and have this level of personal conversation with them as well?
Absolutely. I shouldn't have done that. And I feel bad about that.
Oh, his voice, dude.
I mean, this is an utter shambles, Mr. Robot, is it not? What the fuck is going on here?
It is. I shouldn't talk about stuff like this.
How do you think I felt when I was reviewing this? You sent...
I didn't notice this as bad yesterday. Bro, his voice is like cracking under the pressure. It's cracking under the weight of this drama being pressed upon his entire person. What the fuck, dude? Oh my god, bro. What even... That is... what?
This to me because, as you say, right, you wanted my opinion on it, and I'm just seeing all this atrocity on the screen, and then I get these DMs, and it's even worse.
Oh man,
yeah.
Dude, he's chewing him up. He's just like me for real. Yeah. Holy fuck. At least he takes minimal accountability. Doesn't reach wall count. No, dude, we're way past wall count here. This is fucking bad. Apparently, he's just fighting with people in his comment section on his most recent video.
Yeah,
too.
like
No, this is something else.
You to get the DMs.
No, you didn't, did you?
No.
His position is, I didn't expect you to see my DMs.
I'm a little shocked that those were leaked, but yeah.
Oh no, he just realized. Oh no.
What I said was wrong. What I did was wrong, but I had no romantic interest in Cinny at all. I'm very
Wait, now he had no romantic interest, and he's very loyal to his girlfriend. But he just said before,
girlfriend, I would never do anything like this.
Yeah, this is true actually. I had quite a narrow focus in what I was going at with this, but there was loads of angles you could take it in. There was lots of hypocrisy. I mean, I didn't think of it at the time because I was more focused about the conflict of interest thing. But obviously, we managed to get Queeman in to press down into the pedo pussy allegations. That was very good. But yeah, bro, it's just, for me, it's like, I mean, look, I don't want to speak too much on this because we know what happens when I do. But remember the Edwin thing? It had similar vibes to that. It had similar vibes to the Edwin stuff. Oh, is Kick Chat not on screen? I've not noticed. Sorry, guys. I love you all. I can see you. How big is Chud's ego after leading 2 dramas in a week? No, I'm fine. Listen, guys. You got to have a laugh about it, okay? You're only as good as yesterday's stream, okay? It could be me on the chopping block tomorrow. Who knows?
Like, not like this, like cheating wise.
Oh god.
Listen, Kick is there. Let me just give you this, okay? I will leave it for the audience to determine what they think about the nature of your interaction, okay?
Yeah, he's trying to run it back now, probably because his girlfriend is like, what the Sigma?
Is not about whether or not you're interested sexually, romantically, how loyal you are to your girlfriend. Chat, the gossipers, the tea enjoyers, they may be interested in that. I personally, I'm personally concerned with the conflict of
money off depressed people.
You have to watch Nick's reaction to Queeman entering the call. I've watched this like 5 times already and not even remotely sick of it yet.
Okay, in a moment. Okay, we'll do that because I don't talk much in that. It's mainly Queeman and him going at it, and also I'd be quite interested to see. Although, hang on, I think I might have watched a bit of Nicholas watching that. I can't remember, but anyway, we'll listen to Nicholas. Listen to that part because that is quite a funny moment, and I don't speak much anyway. Yeah, no, look, guys, I mean, it's a bit weird talking about it, but I mean, I don't know, dude. Like, I just try and not be a dickhead about it. It's funny. Just have a laugh about it, If you want to call me John Connor for a bit, I think that's quite a funny meme. But, killing the robots or whatever. But, dude, it's just so cringe, bro, to be so self-serving about it. Like, I even feel cringe watching myself, even though I'm really watching for Nicholas's commentary. It's just not, you know, it's whatever. We've had a good laugh, we made some good content, and then in a couple of days we'll have to do it all over again. That's how it goes. Of interest that it represents, and I think it is an utterly egregious breach of any sort of journalistic principle or standard, which is something I believe you yourself express concern about with people not reaching out to individuals.
Absolutely. I mostly... Oh, actually, I remember I talked to her a lot about the video and how I was nervous about how it would go down. Like, it did make me lose sleep at night.
Also, dude, the other thing as well is that we mentioned this earlier. JustARobot is a fucking retard,
How do I make money off depressed people?
This is like playing chess with someone with Down syndrome. So let's not forget that part either. Okay, dude? Thank you very much for the super chat. Appreciate it. So, you know, you can have some, like, you know, enjoyment out of the fact you put out a good piece of content. But it's not like JustARobot. It's like some fucking, you know, gigabrain debate, you know, fucking guy. He's a fucking retard. Do you know what I mean? ELO still goes up. Okay, bro. So you got to take it in its context too. You know, pinning, and also it's not just that. It's not just being retarded in the call. His entire thing is retarded, like to an unprecedented level, hitherto unseen. The video was retarded. The fucking phone call with Synnibear was even more retarded. The private conversation he had with fucking Synnibear was even more retarded than that. He then decided to jump on a call. He was like, every point of this, he has done the worst possible thing. There's no point at which he's in any way haven't had a saving grace. Yeah, each layer of the onion is more rotten as you unpeel it. It's just unbelievable levels of just absurdity. You know, I just happen to have lucked into a situation where I'm the one who he sent it to, who I spoke to, etc. You know, I think anyone would have looked at this and had the same perspectives because of how fucking retarded it all is.
About the backlash I would get, because
then why did you post it? I don't get this at all. None of this makes sense to me, dude. Not a word of this makes sense to me.
Not very good with this kind of stuff, and I didn't.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're concerned with backlash, okay? And I have looked at this on your request, and I've unspun this, and I've demonstrated the premise of your video is not only, to me, now broken, as you've conceded on two important points you've been trying to make. The interview is absolutely worthless, okay? And you have engaged in complete ethical breaches in pursuing the story. So you've done all of this, and now you're complaining about getting backlash. Well, you've done everything you possibly can to deserve it.
Well, like, I expected the backlash to happen. Like, I just didn't think it would be this bad. Like, allow me to explain my thought process here. 10 years ago, I tried to defend this person.
JustABot was in the middle of his gameplay at Tube, defending the Cuddle Bear as she sent her Flowberry Fizz to a Nintendo Switch player. During that time, JustABot cheated on his teammate.
That's so good,
and
man.
intended to sleep with Cuddle Bear.
Who's being homophobic 14-year-old girl. I got backlash for it. I didn't help her anymore.
Sorry, Cuddle Team Leader.
Eventually, people came around.
It's the fucking stupid AI Fortnite meme, isn't it? Flowberry Fizz. He keeps posting on his fucking Twitter. I don't know if he's making these himself or how he's getting these, but you know, they're very entertaining. They're very good. Hang on. And then we'll skip ahead to the Queeman thing because we'll see what he said about the Queeman stuff. I showed it yesterday, but it's this.
How Keembot made Boogie Fort 2988 hold a sign saying, "I faked low HP, pickaxe me" as a joke during a stream. The incident, referencing claims that Boogie faked low HP sickness, which he later admitted to it and apologized. Was it uncool from him?
Dude, it is funny. It is. I find it funny. I like it. Okay. Listen, I will play Fortnite with Nicholas, but you know, look, I don't want to admit this. It's a bit embarrassing, to be honest with you. It's a little bit embarrassing for me because Nicholas is, you know, but he's kind of, you know, I say to him, let's play. Hey, Nicholas, let's play Fortnite. Yeah, well, maybe we could play Fortnite this week. And then he ignores that and posts some shit about drama to make me aware of that for the next stream. It's almost like he just wants to feed me shit for the next stream to talk about drama. He doesn't want to fucking play Fortnite. Nicholas, maybe we can get some Fortnite in this Friday. What do you think? Disaster. Total disaster. And now I'm admitting to it publicly. Tragic. Here's the Synnibear face reveal video. What is this? Was this uploaded? Wait, what is the source of this before I show it? Was this put on YouTube? Because I don't want to show something that's like been privately found or something, dude. Oh, okay. This is fine. If it was uploaded to YouTube and privated, I'm happy showing it. It's just if this was pulled off of their Facebook or something, that's not really kosher for me. This from 2017, apparently. So it would have been, well, probably a minor at this point, no? Okay. Listen, we know what she looks like, okay? It's a bit weird. I'm not really... Listen, okay? We don't need to go there, okay? We get it. We get it, alright? It's very cringe, yes. But I think they were... How old at the time? If these conversations... Dude, I don't fucking know how old they were. We don't need to go there, alright? We don't need to go there. Right, what was this water clip? 440? Is that it?
On the trip, and I usually go through my videos with him so he can like tell me if I'm being too egotistical, if I need to word this better, word this differently. And he wasn't home, and he was coming home. He came home the day I actually uploaded it, but that was because of the Kumo thing.
Yeah, I think that's the server I was talking about because I just found it. I was talking to the person who runs this thing.
You know, I really feel like I fucked up the situation, and I think I was.
I gotta ask Beckett. He would know.
Somehow unconfident, but also overconfident at the same time. I was way too confident that this would go over well.
Someone said the timestamp earlier.
I don't know. I was just stupid.
High on ego, high on past success.
And gooning. Gooning for the woman, bro. Gooning for the woman. Don't let him off.
The I've got with this too is, and look, I'm not here to defend Synnibear, I'm sure you can tell. But,
no, I can tell.
But you, in your actions, have given this kind of false hope to Synnibear by acting like this is all going to be okay. When I think any reasonable person is looking at this and going, yeah, Synnibear's toast over this. This is like too much to overcome.
Okay, I can completely understand where you're coming from, 100%. But it's just, I helped Peaches out a lot. It was not just me, it was a bunch of other people. And
didn't Peaches lose?
Her backlash was like worse than the backlash Antunes got. You know what that was. And
why are you just dropping names? Who the fuck is Antunes?
It took a long time, but we got her out of it. I was only one small person who did that. So I thought, oh, this is...
What does he mean, don't let him off? This dude is getting off no matter what we do. Has he seen the DMs? Okay, dude. Oh, 440. Okay. No, that's not right. That's not right. Dude, why is it not previewing it for me? I can't... I'll have to skip through. I just wanna see Nicholas's reaction when the bad cop walks in. The bad cop enters the room. Also, dude, this I need to watch. Wait, sorry, this is a good bit as well. I need to watch this again. I need to watch this again as well, dude. This was crazy. This FPS Diesel bit.
Conversation of Jar asking an artist for a thumbnail. And for some reason, this was how he responded. Now, the artist in question sent a gif of a cat saying yes. But let's just look at the tone here, okay? I just think it's quite interesting.
What?
Oh, you can share your screen, your end if you want, because maybe that's easier.
Oh, okay, yeah, I actually have it up. Here we go.
Okay. Right, what is this?
Yo, you're all good. You can finish it up tomorrow, in fact.
Bro. What am I fucking listening to? What the fuck, dude?
You can finish it up tomorrow, in fact. Yeah. What a cute little pussy.
What the fuck, dude?
No. Oh my god, what the fuck? What the Sigma?
Yeah. What a cute little pussy.
Least degenerate art commentary creator.
Tell me when you guys are done with the clip.
He didn't just say that, did he? Oh no.
See, the funny thing about it is I don't think FPS Diesel played the clip. We somehow heard it through JustARobot setup. So JustARobot was listening to it and we heard it through that. I don't know why. That's so funny to me. So he was listening to it, probably thinking, "Oh no," and we were just listening to him listening to it. So...
I think we heard it from your end, Jar.
Oh, do you want me to finish it?
I mean, that's the whole clip.
Oh, it is? Oh, it's more seconds.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I was talking about the cat. Again, same with the talk. That's just my sense of humor.
No. Nope. No, you're a freak.
What the fuck,
This is freak
dude?
behavior. This is Freak Bob. Freak Bob.
I don't respect you.
And it's not weird for you to be asking this artist for personal chats all the time and then sending messages like that? Like, it's appropriate?
I guess it's not. I should probably work on that.
Yeah.
Now, if you have a professional relationship with someone, Jar,
I don't respect you.
do you think it's okay to talk like that? Like, imagine you said that in an office. You'd be in HR's office.
Definitely not. I mean, this was eventually going to, like, I knew that the way I joked around would eventually catch up to me. This is why I...
Well, the reason, like, obviously it is hilarious. It is an absurd, hilarious thing. But at this point, I'm listening to this Just a Robot's voice cracking under the pressure, and I'm thinking, this guy seems like a bit of a runner, you know? No, Synnibear did, the only thing that Synnibear leaked was Synnibear's messages with Just a Robot to Kumo, who then sent them to me. I haven't spoken to Synnibear at all. And, I mean, based on the fucking way it's going, I probably don't want to. Jesus. They've got some sort of, like, voodoo curse over men, it seems. Where if you speak to them for more than fucking 10 minutes, you've got a sudden urge to argue whether or not they've groomed and defend them.
Your little pussy belongs to me. And you're gonna learn to do what I fucking tell you to.
Well, that clip there that FPS Diesel played, that was from another individual. So, FPS Diesel was made... Well, he says in a second about the Tron thing. But the point he was making is, there's another person where you've had these kind of interactions and conversations. It's from a different person. So that audio log is not even to do with Synnibear. Anyway, it's got the same energy.
Hold down a job, to be honest.
Oh my god. Wait, what the fuck does that mean? Chat, what the fuck does he mean? The way I talk to women is why I can't hold a job. This is so much worse than anything I've ever seen before.
And yep, this is finally out there.
What are you fucking insane to say that? What are you talking about?
Yeah, I was talking about this whole time he's gonna become unemployable.
To emphasize the absurdity, Jar wanted to pretend he wasn't listening to what was playing, and play it off. But the irony, the sound, only seemed to play out his speakers.
Yes. Yes. Thank you very much for the $10.
It seems like it's too late.
You can't hold down a job because you're going to talk about the cute little pussy?
Okay.
What?
Okay, let's do it.
Just humor like this. This is just like my sense of humor.
Have you tried fucking not? Have you tried fucking not doing this?
FPS Diesel, I fear you come in.
Dude, he's like sexual harassment coded. There's nothing you can do about it.
With that serious point, and you're just looking to embarrass this poor robot. Is that correct?
Yes.
Chud, I have a confession to make. I believe it is.
I'm sorry, I didn't realize he was going to do that. So it's just some embarrassing clip from a little while ago.
It's fine. I think I deserve to be made fun of for the stunts I've been pulling. I will also go over this in my follow-up video.
Yeah.
Like if people want to make fun of me, like I'm not a pussy. I can handle a few jokes being made at my expense.
Chat, when we were talking about whether this guy's a cow, do you think this guy's a cow, chat? Do you think there's a cow farm?
Okay, I mean, that's good natured, I guess. I'm being asked to deploy the Jew, the autistic Jew.
Well, thank you for having me on, Chud. Jar, you have a wonderful day.
You too, man.
Pleasure, thank you. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. So, listen, this guy can get a bit vicious sometimes, but I will make sure that he is on his best behavior, because I understand this is quite difficult for you, okay? But...
Well, I think no, it is difficult, but I think I need to get, made fun of for this. I mean, it's like the Just Stop and Nail a Smart thing. He had to deal with it. A lot of other YouTubers had to deal with getting bashed by fuck-ups they've made, so I think I deserve everything that I have coming to me.
Joe, this is disgusting.
Oh, here we go. This is gonna get crazy now. Fucking Queevan's in the call.
Have you seen her?
Seen who?
Cinny.
I've never seen a picture of her face.
Yeah, no.
This is even worse. This is the worst thing yet. This is the creepiest. Oh, okay, this is so fucking weird.
No wonder. Jesus fucking Christ, man. Look, you're a predator.
This guy is sent. Okay, hold on. Chill with that.
Bear
with that. But this guy's like talking about want to see my cock, and he has no idea what this person even looks like.
Never seen a picture of her face.
Yeah, no wonder. Jesus fucking Christ, man. Look, you're a predator, bro. You're preying on pedophile pussy on the internet.
Whoa, calm down. What the fuck, dude?
Well, I'm a huge pedophile defender, as everyone knows. Okay, so there's one thing I can't stand. Okay, and that's seeing Jar here looking for vulnerable pedophiles online for him to fuck. This is you're coming into an allegation and just immediately presenting yourself as a deceiving force here. and then going on a video and saying the kid started it. Like, how did you first become aware of the situation? Like, what was the first piece of news you saw about this?
Oh god, I gotta be honest with you. He's completely out of line, but it honestly feels good to hear somebody talk to him like this. I'm so at a loss here. I think this is unhinged, but like this is like deserved. I don't know.
The kid started it. Line was about how people said, "Oh, Synni groomed them into being inappropriate," and it was like, "No, Synni didn't do that. That's all that line was supposed to be in reference to."
What does that mean?
Now, I've never seen Synni Bear's face ever. I have.
Wait, why are you ignoring all the other stuff and you're talking about seeing her face, dude? You heard it. He just called you a predator, and your response is, "I'm not even sure what she looks like."
Borderline, no idea what she looks like. And
what was the first piece of news you saw about this situation? What first got you interested?
Her porn. It was the porn that she drew, right?
Jack's video. That's wonderful. But how do I make money?
Right, Jack, where did you see this? Where was this coming from?
Dare I say it? The Just a Robot situation is insane. Yes, exactly. Yeah, I mean, you know, the thing is yeah, obviously Queen is saying it in a very, you know, harsh manner, but it's very funny. And, you know, yeah, I think this is a reasonable kind of line of questioning because, you know, it's like, it doesn't add up. It doesn't add up, this idea of, you know, the timeline he's presenting. Like, it's very clear that there is something beyond just a purely, not even professional, but, you know, like, you don't ask for sleepy calls. You don't fucking ask for sleepy calls with someone if you're not interested in them in some romanticized fashion.
Wondering what was your mind state going into this? What were you seeing?
Well, my mind state was at first, oh, maybe there's a predator. See their response video. Oh, I'm a predator. Oh, I guess they're a predator. Then I see some people questioning this just a little bit, and I'm thinking maybe this is not as cut and dry as people once thought. Maybe I should reach out to Synni. And ultimately, I think I should have just been like, fuck it, upload the original video before this all happened.
There's something that's not true. You didn't say, oh, maybe this isn't clear cut. I'll reach out to Synni. When you started speaking to Synni, you already had a narrative. You already decided that Synni was innocent because.
Yep, 100%.
I appreciate that Queen says what we all want to say out loud. I mean, well, I mean, you know, I don't know, dude. I mean, maybe. Who knows?
Fucking catch him.
And in the questions you ask her on the call, you make it clear that you think Synni's innocent.
Without even reading all the documents. Like he didn't need to see the documents because he was 100% right.
Well, not innocent, just not as guilty as people painted her as. But
well, you're putting like things in your messages saying you're saying it's a setup when you're asking her questions.
Wait,
you're saying that if the victim was friends with the person who wrote the document, then it was probably a setup. That's like something you wrote in your questions to this person.
Hang on, let me scroll back up.
I can. I've got this here somewhere. If you want me to read it out exactly.
Yes.
I already found it. I just need to know the number.
Oh, doing the floppy arms.
We got a dub chat. Fucking W stream, total resonate.
Okay, buddy. The one time somebody dares glaze anybody other than you cannot even handle that. No, it's not about. Listen, I think Queen did a fantastic job here. It's more so that really hits on something for me personally because, like, yeah, Queen does say stuff that you want to say. That is true. For me particularly, that is true. And obviously, you know, it's a good dynamic, you know.
Okay, that's wonderful. But
it's a good dynamic. The other thing as well.
Godspeed became a member. Godspeed celebrates 3 months of membership. Total Queen domination LFG.
I'm going to glaze Queen for a bit, actually. Thank you very much for the membership. The thing about Queen as well is he's, like, very chill about it too. Right? Like, he's not the kind of person that's pestering you. You're kind of, come on. You know, I had in the back of my mind, I wanted to bring Queen on. But I just wanted to test it and see, well, this guy seems like he might crack. So I thought I'd give him more of a softball. Turns out the fucking FPS thing wasn't a softball at all. And he was fucking just mocking him too. And I was like, oh shit. But then I thought, okay, well, fuck it. Let's see what happens if we bring Queen into the mix. You know? And yeah, it worked out well. Good piece of content. But no, Queen is obviously, you know, very good at being direct. Generally speaking, he's willing to take a step beyond what can be 100% proven to make a claim. And then often that turns out to be right. And that's good, obviously. And like saying he's like hunting down pedo pussy. Like that's not the angle I wanted to go with. I wanted to go with more so what was demonstrably true without question. But obviously Queen brims in with the pedo pussy stuff. And it's like great content, you know? It's undeniably incredible content. So it worked well.
Dude. Holy shit.
Which question is it? I'm dyslexic. It's hard for me to find it.
Question 4. You are not a groomer.
Find it exactly. Give me 1 sec.
And it was probably a setup.
Can I post? Let me just screenshot it and post it in chat so you can see it for yourself.
Okay. There we go. Thank you. Here we go. Right.
That was a Nintendo Switch player? Shut up.
It's on the screen.
Oh, yeah, this is what it was. Let me pull this up.
Yeah, so question number 4.
Question number 4. Where is it? Question number 4. Is the 14-year-old friends with the person who made the doc? Because it might have been a setup.
Is the 14-year-old friends with the person who made the doc? Because if so, this might have been a setup.
Yikes.
So you're coming in here with pretty strong narratives.
Oh, okay.
You
Well,
weren't just coming in here impartial.
Sped Team 6.
Well, I heard that they were, but Cindy confirmed that that wasn't the case as far as she was aware. So, yeah.
Right, but even if they were friends, how would that imply it's a setup? The only reason you're implying it's a setup in that question is because you've got a predetermined notion about the validity of the case.
What my thought process was maybe Enno being not Enno. Fuck. Cinny being stupid would have been like convinced
How do I make
to
money off depressed people?
Yeah, I think the biggest quote from this whole thing, I just checked the Click.live subreddit. You should thank your vagina because if you had a pee-pee, oh man, that is the worst quote from this drama.
Hang on, sorry, I'm trying to think of what my thought process was back then.
Oh,
I think
boy.
Cinny
Oh,
would
boy.
have been encouraged to talk to this person like this, and I was just trying to see if this was a honeypot situation. Even if it was, it wouldn't have it wouldn't be that much. I just wanted to get confirmation on it.
Oh, that's another thing actually. In the call with Cinny, you actually mentioned that you almost got by what you described as a honeypot, right? What was all that about you?
That was I told the whole story. Some 14-year-old was like, I want to make you Hopi, and I was like, oh, no, I know where this is going, block. That was the whole story.
Wait.
What do you mean by you know where this is going?
Okay, thank you. Thank you for pinning him on this. Yeah, okay, so when I think of like, hey, what's like the top 5 reasons not to do anything with a 14-year-old? None of those reasons are typically, it might be a honeypot. If that's your thought process, you're weird. That's a weird thing to say. Okay? Out of your top 100 reasons why you shouldn't talk to a 14-year-old, you should never say the sentence, because they might be a honeypot.
You said in that video as well that you...
If you say, like, because Alex Rosen might catch me at a traffic stop, that's also not a good answer, just in case you're creating new reasons.
You cut it off because it was a honeypot, right?
I think that was the terminology I used, but it was like a 14-year-old, or possibly someone pretending to be a 14-year-old,
look,
trying to, like,
I've got to go against the grain on this one. I said this earlier, okay? I've got to go against my... my fellow commentary brothers, Nicholas and Creeman, in that I don't think it's indicative of him being a pedophile, despite it being very funny to say otherwise. I just think he doesn't understand the implications of what he's saying. Like, he doesn't get that saying a honeypot implies that there's honey that's enticing you. In this case, the enticement being from a minor. He just doesn't get it. He doesn't fucking understand the implication of saying that. Because if he did... like, there's no way, like, I don't think he's genuinely thinking, I'm tempted by, like, do you know what I mean? So it's funny to say that, don't get me wrong, and the line of questioning was amusing, but I don't think he is genuinely, you know, considering predatorizing some minor.
Situation like this, and I was like, no, I'm...
Or they were a real 14-year-old, and that's fucking disgusting.
Not interested, no thank you. I didn't even respond, because I was like, Nora, what I respond with is going to be taken the wrong way.
Oh, so you didn't respond. There was no response ever to this.
There was no reaction.
I can remember. I mean, it was a really long time ago.
Okay, so anyway, back to the message. You say so. You went in with a predetermined notion here. You had already decided, because we can hear it in the start of the Cinny call. You had already decided that Cinny was innocent. You were saying, "Oh, you're going to get through this. Oh, it'll be fine. Oh, these are just things you got to do to get through this." Oh, you've already decided where you lie on the facts of the case when you start talking to Cinny.
Yes,
so I am just wondering, but you are presenting it as though you came in impartially. But you did not. You very clearly went in with the motivation to defend Cinny.
I went into that call with that's for sure. With the situation itself, I was impartial because I was convinced Cinny was 100% guilty at the beginning, but then I started thinking, you know, maybe this won't go the way I think it will. Like, maybe there is something I'm missing here. And then that's when I was like, like, I've been having doubts about this whole drama since I began.
It doesn't sound like it.
Video
Chat, does it sound like this guy's been having doubts, or do you think he's having doubts about his own career after how this is going? Because he's putting it all on black right now. He's literally putting his whole career on black for this.
I don't respect you.
And
only like...
Dude, okay. What in the casino on the roulette table, there's a square that represents an equilibrium of the black and the red, and it means that the odds aren't 50-50. Is it 0? Is the green square 0? Is that what it is? Green. Yeah. Because to me, I'm like, he's not even doing it on black or red, right? That would at least give you, a 48.5% chance, or whatever the fuck it is. I don't fucking know. 49% chance. Whatever it is. He's putting it on fucking green. He is like putting it on the one square that has got the worst odds on the entire fucking table, right? He's taken his clout chips from his YouTube career and putting it all on green. 0 or 0-0 for Eurocucks. And betting it all there. Why? This is insane. You know? And that's why, whilst I think the interest in Synny is like a big aspect of this, it seems an ego move, and he thinks that he can pull off the Giga Chad. I'm so clever, I can defend anything. You know, it's kind of, you know, it's kind of like, remember the Vouch clips of Vouch defending stuff in obscene circumstances? It's like that dynamic, thinking you can defend anything. You know, I'm going to defend this person that has obviously done terrible things because I'm so clever that I get it more than anyone else, and I'm going to look so good later on when everyone agrees with me. And it's like, bro, you ain't that guy. You ain't that guy. No one is that guy in this situation, but you certainly are not that guy to make that nuanced argument and position, you know? So yeah, just an absolutely atrocious decision-making all round, really.
You're actually more informed that this is going to blow up in your face than, like, gamblers are when they put all their money on black.
And I was like, huh?
Yeah, here's the thing, Jot, is that the one thing that came close to even, like, attempting to defend Synny in any way that could ever be received well is pointing out that, or well, trying to point out, because it's actually true, but trying to point out that the grooming checklist doesn't apply to the situation. And that's a point that I just heard Kumo saying, like, a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago. So it seems like you just came in looking for a way to defend Synny and latched onto the best narrative.
Yeah,
you could.
it's 100%.
But really all you cared about, you didn't care about defending Synny, you didn't care about making the video. You cared about getting close to Synny, because your entire self...
Soza, someone said that as well earlier, yeah. I don't know if DK is still in chat, but I can't remember when it was, that's the problem. But there's a clip of me talking about how you shouldn't defend Synnibear, and I'm literally laying it out about, like, jumping in a volcano or something like that. And it would just be quite a neat little thing, I think, to have, you know, if we could find that clip of me talking about why you shouldn't defend Synnibear, and I'm going on about jumping in the volcano, having that as a clip before watching my reaction to the video would be quite fun, I think. But I've got no idea where it is, that's the problem. Because I literally, like, I think I, like, word for word laid out the reasoning as to why you can't do it. I can't remember when it was. Who remembers when I covered the Synnibear DMs? You said you would let a child die. Yes. Correct. If it's a choice between a child dying and you not being able to save them, or, alternatively, you both dying, I think it's pretty obvious which one you'd want to choose, no? Very sad, don't get me wrong. If you disagree, look at JustARobot. JustARobot jumped into the volcano. JustARobot took a look in the volcano and thought, I'll have a bit of that. I'll jump in and try and save that kid. And then he immediately just fell like a stone and plunged into the lava and went like this. Dude, wait, no, dude. Wait a second. Wait. This is right. This is JustARobot. This is what JustARobot did, okay? This is what JustARobot did, guys. Hang on a second, dude. This is just... There's the proof is in the pudding.
Up here has been not, I'm going to do a bunch of research and lay out very clearly what the issues with this case are. Not, I'm going to go through the logs and point out how it's not grooming. It has been, I'm going to use the situation to get in a call with Synny, sit there and act friendly to Synny, and then collaborate with Synny to make a video.
Yup. 100%. Yup.
When did I do my first?
There's no other way to say it.
That's been your game plan.
I mean, I don't think the word collaboration, I mean, is it a collaboration?
It is collaboration, because you were asking for thumbnails and shit, dude. You were absolutely collaborating, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I tried to get multiple thumbnails. I mean, I wanted to get something out of this, but I ultimately didn't use it, mainly because Synny asked me not to. But yeah,
you just wanted to see her draw her OC next to your OC. That's what you really wanted.
I guess that's fair.
You little
Collaboration
freak.
is fair term, but
You
no, I was
fucking
not
freak.
trying to use this to get with Synny. I can understand how it looks like that.
But every action you've taken, every step of the way has been purely oriented around getting you close to Synny and not towards any actual goal. Your video fucking sucked. You couldn't be bothered to read the messages. You didn't do any independent research like what Kumo had already done for you on stream like 2 weeks beforehand. When you spoke to Synny, you spent zero time interrogating her actual side of the story, or interrogating any of the facts, or interrogating what she thought she did wrong, and spent all the time trying to build a rapport with her and build connection. And then you spend more time afterwards jeopardizing the story, bitching and complaining about the fact you can't fall asleep, you need someone to fall asleep on call with. And then when Kumo turns around and tries to clean up after you, you say, oh yeah, that Kumo guy's backstabbing us. Yeah, you shouldn't trust that Kumo guy. You shouldn't trust, because you're very clearly feeling insecure and threatened by Kumo. So every step of the way, all of your actions are oriented around trying to fuck some freak pedophile online. That is all you've been interested in.
I mean, I don't think this is completely unreasonable, Chad. Do you think this is super unreasonable for him to say something like this based off what we know?
No, that is not true. I have no interest in Synny. I haven't even seen a picture of their face. If Kumo wants to get with Synny, if that is the case, go for it. I don't. I don't really care about that. My problem, I started saying that when Kumo...
Chat, I know you guys have been here for a while, and I know this is still going, and you guys are 3,700 strong. But are you aware that I don't know, some of you probably are, but are you aware I joined the call next?
Anyway,
I'm the next one
guys, I think, listen, I feel like I can't self-suck any longer. Okay? It's done. Anyway, guys, that was fun. It was fun seeing Nick's reaction. It was fun. Let's do this video. Just to wrap up the Just a Robot stuff for today. Hopefully there'll be more to come and we can get some, you know, some more stuff out of this. But apparently there was some old drama that happened with the commentary community in regards to this.